welcome to Sci-Fi Vision presents Talisman Transmissions. Today is our review, and I did not have the picture up. I apologize. I'm putting it up now. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you if you are joining us. We have our From review tonight for the premiere. Please make sure you like the video, hype it if you can, and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. And if you just missed our interview with Doug Hughes, the Man in Yellow, you can, of course, stream it. And I also just put up the interview with Julia Doyle, who plays Sophia. I just got that up. So, alrighty, guys. So, I know I've already talked at length about this on our deep dive last night. While I'm fixing this, what did you guys think?
Karen?
I thought this was a pretty good episode.
Sorry, go ahead.
I thought this was a pretty good episode. I liked that it picked up right from the previous episode at the end of last season, and that we didn't have to wait to see what happened there. I see that thing moving around.
Yeah, sorry, I got it.
I liked some of what went on in the town, or a lot of it. I'm not really sure I like that the Man in Yellow morphed into Sophia. And I really didn't like it when it first happened. I started coming around to it a little more as I thought through it in our watch party and yesterday. But I worry that we're not going to see him again, that this was it, that he's transformed into Sophia, and that's the character now. And and that we might not see him go back to the Man in Yellow. But I don't know why I'm worried about it. We've seen so little of the performance as Sophia, this actress's performance, that I don't know why. I don't know. My jury is out on how I feel about that.
All right. What do you think, AJ?
It was a good start to the season. I like Karen, like the fact that it literally picked up where we left off. As far as the Man in Yellow, I feel like even if we don't see him again in present time, I feel like there's lots of backstory type things. Like we might see, now that we're quote unquote aware of him and everything, we might see different perspectives of other scenes where he's involved. Like we might, I don't know why it would matter, but it could, where we might see a scene where we see him on the other end of the conversation with Jim, when he's on the radio, or, I might see him when Julie starts story walking some more. We might see him more, because he says to her, "We guys got to stop meeting like this," which implies that he's seen her at least one other time. So, yeah. And speaking of Julie, I like that they cut her hair, because that means that she has plot armor until she cuts her hair. We know Julie is safe in town until she cuts her hair.
That's fair. I had not thought about it that way, but that's fair.
Jamie.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I don't mind it. I mean, it's different. I feel like maybe we didn't get a whole lot of Doug yet, and I would have maybe liked to have seen more of the Man in Yellow as the Man in Yellow, since we didn't have very much of him first, to know a bit more about him. But I mean, it's still the same character, so we'll still get to know about the character. But I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good surprise. I liked it because I didn't know, though. I was very disappointed when, and I said this last night, and I'm sure a lot of people feel like this, and you guys didn't see it, so it doesn't matter, but they released the newest trailer, and they had that look from the very end of the episode on her face, showing that she was evil in some way. So a lot of people had already guessed it. And I feel like it really ruined the surprise. And I'm really glad I saw that before seeing the trailer, because I liked being surprised. I thought it was a great shock. At least to me, it was definitely a shock. But I know a lot of people go even deeper than I do trying to figure stuff out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys were surprised, right? Like, I'm assuming you didn't have any inkling.
No, I didn't watch, and I didn't look at one press photo. I didn't read a headline. AJ, the same, right? No trailers, no nothing.
Nope, nothing.
I guess one reason I like to see the Man in Yellow is because he's so menacing, and creepy and weird, sort of in the same vein as the other monsters. And to see Man in Yellow transform into sort of like as much as Sophia's like a normal townsperson masquerading, hiding among them, I have to wait and see if that works for me or not. And I have some thoughts on that we can talk about later. We have a couple comments in the chat. Kimberly says, same worries that I have, Karen, about that we might not see Doug again. She wants to see Doug again. Also, Golden Child, 8 out of 10 for Golden Child. Would have been a half point higher if dying Jim didn't have last words. Very unbelievable. I thought the same thing. His throat is ripped out and he's able to speak. What? Like, we saw his throat get ripped out. Presumably his voice box is damaged or gone. And he was able to, like, I mean, I don't know what he says. He says, fuck you, I think, right? I don't know what else he says.
Pretty much.
Very unbelievable. Very unbelievable.
You know what's funny? I hadn't thought about it until you guys just said something about it, because it didn't surprise me that Jim had last words, because Jim always tries to get in the last words.
He's Jim.
That's true. That's
Jim.
very true. Let me tell you guys, because I know you weren't here last night, so you didn't hear my crazy thing I thought of. I don't know whether I necessarily believe it, but it came to me. I was thinking about it as I was watching this. Do you remember the scene? Because you guys don't know what I'm talking about, from Doctor Who with River and the Doctor, when he breaks her arm because she knew she was going to have her arm broken. Like, it had to happen because she read about it. There's so many things in this show. I mean, we've said before, I think there's a good chance that this whole show is a story, whether it's Ethan's story or, Julie's story. I don't know, but it could be a book or a story. And it made me think about that scene where the Doctor gets upset she's reading the book, because once something happens, it happens. I mean, we've talked about in From too, it happens. But it does make me question, and it's dumb, so maybe I'm just pulling at something, but it seems very strange to me that they technically had Julie bloop right before he died. I'm assuming died. We didn't see it. It died off screen. Is there a possibility that this whole idea of you can't change the story once it's been written, like, has it not been written for her because she didn't actually see the end of it? Like, would that mean a possibility that maybe she could change it? I don't know. I said, I might just be going too deep into it, but
you mean because she exited that scene before Jim actually died? Yeah. She has to see her father die, so it can be changed. It'd be hard to change this one. I mean, this is a lot for paramedic Christy to fix here, right?
Yeah, I mean, his throat's already slashed, so I don't know. It just, that was kind of the thought that came to me, though, because it just seems strange. Like, why have him, like you said, why have him talk after? Unless it was just more to give him the one-liner. I don't know.
Yeah, for bad writing. Bad writing is why.
All right, fair. But I don't know. That was what I thought of, because I immediately thought of that episode of Doctor Who, and the whole idea that technically she didn't see her father die was where I was going with it. Like, she saw up until that point, but she didn't actually see the results. So is that important? I don't know. Probably not. But
I think, I feel like you're going too far with that, because, I mean, Man in Yellow even says to her, hasn't anybody told you that you can't change the past, that you're just visiting, it's already happened, like, I mean, I've seen people make the argument, well, she sent the rope down to Boyd, so that changed. But no, it didn't change it, because it already happened. She was always there at that moment to throw the rope down. You know what I mean? So it's like, she can't change something that's already happened.
Things have happened. No, I think you're right. I'm just making the point she didn't actually see it, and to me, it was stood out as a little odd. And
I think what this story is about from here is her being able to actually change the story. She's going to find a way to change the story, even though it's been written.
Maybe.
Just like Doug just told us in his interview how he edited 5,000 words out of his story, even though it's already been shared with people, right?
Okay, that's he's already written this part, even if she wasn't there, right?
She's maybe a story walker, okay, let's table that and get into that later, okay? Because we are getting way into analysis.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick. I just want to put up Golden Child's comment, because he actually says it perfectly. He definitely died, which is why she's going back on her story walking adventures to change things.
Well, yeah.
So why
She's
does she even go there if he's not dead?
No, I'm not saying she doesn't go there. I'm just saying, does that leave open a possibility that she could change it if that line is true? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I even necessarily believe that she will be able to change it. Just the idea that she didn't see it is that important was my whole point with that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ethan says she can't change it. The man in yellow says she can't change it. The other question I have, sorry, what?
No, I was going to yell at Fletch. I thought he said he was leaving, and here he is. Yeah. Not complaining that you're still here, Fletch.
He said it was a great episode. I'm starting to think.
Oh yeah, now he's like, see ya.
And Christopher, and that's why Miranda was hiding them. Victor said Christopher used to make people smile, but he changed. I do like that idea. I don't know that he would have had a reason if he was, I mean, because he does say, and we'll get into this more after. He does say at the end of the episode that he couldn't come as he was because of what they know now, which we don't really know what that is. But it makes me think that in the last cycle that he probably was himself, but I don't know.
I don't like that because it becomes, kind of like what Doug was saying when we were talking to him earlier. It starts becoming, oh, is this person the man? Is this person? You got to simplify it. You can't,
Yeah, there is a too much. Is this person Martin? Is this person? We get that a lot.
Yeah, my Martin question was a joke. I was being
no, I know it was. So let me ask you guys. You think?
Why don't we go ahead with the review here and we'll hit shit.
Okay. Well, yeah, it was to do with the scene. That's why I was going to ask you. We do. What was he? Oh, in front, Fletcher said about the bloop. I think Julia blooped out because someone woke her up in the timeline in the Jim death scene. No, could be. I guess we haven't actually seen her go back to this moment. So I mean, I assume at some point we're going to, but we haven't yet. So it's hard to say that, but yeah, I do like that we kind of got to see past what we saw at the end of the finale, and that we got to see sort of I want to say the other side of it. I mean, it was only a few moments more, but his side of it, talking to Jim. I had kind of questioned a little bit, like, did he really mean what he said in that? But it sounded like from what Doug said, he believes that he did. So that is
right. Doug believes that he did, but Doug doesn't have, like, the writers didn't tell him Man in Yellow believes it, right? We just know that. And I agree with Doug. Doug the actor believes that the Man in Yellow was truly sympathetic to Jim when he said sorry. For people who didn't see that interview, when he says, sorry, Jim, I really liked you, but whatever he says there, like, Doug just told us he believes Man in Black really meant that. Man in Black, Man in Yellow. I believe it also. But
so
it could turn out not to be the case, right? Doug's not a writer.
But no, he's not a writer on the show, right? But so question, like, I still find it kind of, I don't know, bizarre, I guess, other than maybe because they're the ones that are reincarnated. Maybe he can't kill them that easy. The fact that Jim got killed for this knowledge, like, yes, Jim thought of the music and everything, and he figured that part out. But I feel still like it's Tabitha and Jade's knowledge. So I kind of, that to me, I still wonder a little bit, like, why Jim? Why not Jim or why not Tabitha or Jade, other than, they have plot armor because they have reincarnated, but I don't know.
Well, we talked about this, AJ, in the watch party, didn't get you, and there was some disagreement about what that means. Like, when Manios says knowledge has consequences, exactly what knowledge is it?
Yeah, it's kind of vague.
For which the consequence is Jim's death, and why? And like Jamie had posited that Jade and what's her name, Tabitha, acquired this knowledge, they had to be punished. So he killed Jim to punish them. And I was kind of like, well, I disagreed and thought that he didn't want anybody to he didn't want Jim to know. He doesn't want people to know. Like, Jim was killed because he has this knowledge.
Because he figured out about the music.
No. Then somebody else came in and said the reason is that somebody else felt the reason Man in Yellow killed Jim was because Jim was so smart to figure out the thing with the musical notes. He's too smart. He's got to go.
That's also a possibility. But yeah, it's interesting.
What do you think,
that, hey, Doug, welcome back. Yeah, long time.
What do you think, AJ?
I really didn't think that far into it. I mean, it could be a number of different things.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait.
says, whoop, you did it right as I did. I think that everyone has knowledge, and it's not just Jim being punished for having knowledge, but his death is punishing the others as well.
Okay, I don't really like Jim that much, so I don't feel like it's a punishment for him to
Well,
be
it's
killed.
punishment maybe not for the viewers, right? But for the characters.
Yeah.
But what I did want to ask you guys, and I know what you're probably going to say, I just was curious to what you thought about it. His line, he does say almost word for word what Ethan said about you can't, what's he say about you can't change a story that's been written. It to me definitely stood out that he said it almost exactly the same. I personally think that maybe they're just trolling us. I don't necessarily think that that means he's Ethan, but a lot of people do, and I do think it's interesting that they chose to word it.
What?
Wait, what?
Okay. So you guys don't deep dive enough. That's a problem. No, when he says,
not a problem.
When he says to Julie about you can't change a book once it's been written, I think is the line he said.
Change a story.
It's almost word for word what Ethan said in the finale. It's almost word for word, which to me,
I've said that. It's not that.
I mean, I don't think it's a particularly unique turn of phrase that two people could really say it.
But I guess what I'm saying is you guys, I'm sure, don't think that it's Ethan, which, you were saying before. Yes, you were thinking everybody thinks Emmanuel. That's why I said I think maybe that it was kind of more of a joke because a lot of people thought that. But it definitely seems odd the way he phrased it to me.
What?
But I don't know that it means.
You think it's odd? Like he said, you can't. Hasn't anybody told you can't change a story?
Yeah, no, not that it's odd what he said. It's odd that the writers chose to use the same wording. Like it seems like it's meant to have some kind of impact because he used the same wording. I
don't know. I mean, a story walker is a person who can move through the story but can't change it, right? Like. Okay, so look, people are entitled to their theories, and I'm entitled to not agree, and one of us we will find out in the coming episodes. And I don't want to argue about it because everybody could be right? I'm not saying that. I don't want to say no, but I will say that I personally don't think that Man in Yellow is Ethan.
Doug said the wording's actually quite different.
Doug said the wording's quite different. I thought it was like one word different. I'd have to go back then and look at the script. Maybe I have it wrong because I thought it was like almost there. He says, nobody told you can't change a story once it's been told, as if.
Yeah, once it's been told.
As if he was asking her to not like Man in Yellow as Ethan. All right, I guess that's true. I don't know. To me, the line stood out, is my point.
And we know from this interview, Doug told us how much he memorizes the hell out of all these lines and gets them down perfectly.
Yeah, so he knows more than I do.
Than any of us do.
Golden Child said there's always a Jim figure that gets so far to where the Man in Yellow has to take him out. This is a recurring theme that is cyclical. That is probably the case. Let's say, I'm trying to see if any of these have to do with this scene or not. Okay, he says, my line was, didn't anybody tell you there's no way to change the story once it's been told?
Okay, so that's very different than what.
I don't. I think Ethan says something like, change the story once it's been told. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so Jim is likely dead. Jim is likely dead. Now there's the pastor coming to town. I will ignore the license. Our discussion of the license plate kind of looks like Eloise because you guys will be like, Ellie did it. So I'll just ignore that. But we did go into that last night. So yeah, the one thing that people had pointed out I didn't notice though is there's no crows. You don't see crows like flying around, which is interesting.
Fair, but we spend little time at the tree compared to some other people coming to town.
Yes, that is true. We don't see much of it. So they're reminding me. I did forget, and I apologize. Let me get open the link here. We have a giveaway for 5 more full-size talisman to win for joining this stream. Wait, I gotta get the link for it here. So I'm gonna get up the giveaway tool. We gotta pick a hashtag to use. How about, since last night we used the Man in Yellow, how about tonight we use Sophia, hashtag Sophia. So hold on. I want to make sure we have the right one. Premiere review. There we go. If you type in the chat, #Sophia, you will be entered into the contest to win a talisman. And as we get further in the live stream, I will pull a name. But you just have to type it in the chat. You can only enter once because it won't pick it up more than once. So, yes. So please do that, Team Sophia. Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, I don't think the case matters, but I entered it all lowercase. So yes, just type in #Sophia. Maybe it has to be lowercase because I'm not seeing the one that just entered. Now I did. Yeah, B, do it again, B, because it must have to be lowercase. I think Doug's right because it only picked up one of them. Now
Jamie,
it picked up.
I'll put a star on them, Jamie, so you can count them later.
Yeah, no, it'll do it. Just be Oh, okay, yeah, she did spell it wrong. That's why. Okay. Right. Okay, that's okay. But yes, you all will be entered. You don't have to start. It picks them up. I just wanted to make sure it went through. Yeah. So we will pull some names as the night goes on for some more. More winners. You're funny, Fletch. All right, so we don't see much of him at all. We don't need Karen and White. We don't get to find out much about the pastor at all because he isn't there very much. But okay, so what did you guys think about this scene? I don't know if it's just me, but the way they played the scene, it felt kind of like, and maybe it's just because I've seen it so many times, but I felt like they played it like what she says is a revelation, but she said it at the end of the finale. Like we already heard it. I don't know. The way they did it, I thought was a little strange, but.
She said what at the end of the finale?
When she said that they made a deal to live forever.
Well, it's been like 2 years. It's been like.
No. Yeah. But I just meant, I think it seemed like they refilmed it. I'm not sure why, because she pretty much said the same exact thing. They could have used a recap, but.
Well, anyway. You know what? She has to keep repeating herself because nobody ever listens to Fatima. Like,
fair enough.
Like, she's been saying like they told her she wasn't pregnant. They told her she was crazy. They told her, like nobody listens to her. And these men didn't react properly maybe when she told them the first time. Also, sometimes when your brain is exploding and you're freaking out, you just say stuff multiple times. You just keep saying it. Maybe so you yourself can believe it, right? I mean, what she's saying is shocking. That, I mean, to me, I was a little, I got to thinking like, wait, how did she, like, it just kind of came to her, right? In like a revelation. It like, she got this knowledge, I don't know, maybe from Smiley being inside her, like imparted
that's how I kind of took it
to her, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. But yeah, Tilly's excuse me. Listira's right. Tilly's the only one that listened. And she's dead. So that's why.
Nobody listens to anyone, to be fair.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how it came to her. I mean, I assume that it was because he was, sounds gross. It sounds the wrong way to say inside her, that he was her baby, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I want you to say it like this, that she birthed Smiley.
That she birthed. That sounds better. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not, Big Hack says she had a vision. I don't think
that's how I took it.
I think she maybe, I mean, that might be the case, but she just said that she saw it. I don't think she actually.
Well, that's, I mean, it's not like there was something projected on the wall saying, watch this video.
Yeah, she had a vision that we did not see, that was not played out for us.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean about a game, Golden Child. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. But anyway.
Fletch brings up a good point. The last time they shared info, Dale ended up in a pool.
Yeah,
that's true. Fletch. That's
and when they do, nobody believes them anyway.
Yeah. So they're gonna go back, and she doesn't want them to leave Boyd. So Kenny says he'll go down and get him because he had gone down in the tunnels. Now I believe it's still daylight now. They didn't really specify, but it must still be. And then he goes down, and he does find Boyd.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, it is. I had to brighten it though. It was so dark you couldn't see anything. And then they find Smiley. Now, we know they can be out in the daytime, was my point. Not out in the daytime, awake in the daytime in the cave. So that doesn't really matter. But as I was saying last night, I wondered if people would question like why he didn't attack them. But the truth of the matter is, they want to cause as much pain as possible, and I feel like it's more suffering for Fatima and Ellis to find out what happened, so they kind of have to let them go back. Makes
Well,
more sense. So
I
I
mean,
think
we've witnessed numerous times
yeah.
that they
I mean,
don't always attack. I mean, it's not like that's their whole nature. I mean, they they killed Tien Chen without killing Boyd to mess with Boyd.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, they want to
they
mess
let
with them.
Randall live. You know what I mean? They messed him up, but they let him live. The one woman, says, "Hey, Victor, if you keep coming down here, we might have to keep you one of these times." You know what I mean? Like, their whole purpose is they're not wild. They're methodical.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I just meant I thought it was more about making them suffer by everybody
There
finding
does
out.
seem to be almost a little hands-off Boyd thing. I mean, when they killed Tien Chen, they told Boyd that they want to break him.
Yeah.
And so there's been no direct attacks on him, and I guess there won't be. Because look, I don't know if this is a group decision, if Man in Yellow has told them don't attack, this is the plan for Boyd, this is what they, I mean, by the end of this episode, it seems to me that the Man in Yellow, like, he gets off on the cycle. Like, I talked in the chat the other night about, like, is this for his entertainment? He and as Sophia expresses, like, I love this part. And so he or whoever is the mastermind wants to prolong it. They could have all been eaten on the first night if that's really what the monsters wanted to do, right?
Possibly. I like Fletcher said he was getting dressed. Let the man get dressed, put on some clothes. He didn't even wash off the blood, right? He just got dressed.
Well, there's not a shower down there.
I wonder how they normally get clean. They must at some point get clean, right? So yeah, I don't know. All right.
So wait, I just wanted to pop someone's comment up here. A round of applause for Kenny's guts. Dude went down there like it was nothing. He did. Yeah. He ran right down there after Boyd.
He went after Boyd not necessarily to protect him, to find him, but yeah, he wasn't scared, which was great. So at any rate, he knows now too. I mean, I don't know if Boyd would have included him in the conversation if he hadn't gone down. I don't know, but he knows for sure now, and they run up. It's crazy when you think the rebirth keeps memories in the monsters immediately. So it's literally just a clone of the exact same mental states have they been killed before? I don't know. I mean, we don't know that, but I'd say probably.
I mean, if they're the parents who've been promised eternal life, then yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would assume so. So Kenny's like, how does this happen? We burnt him alive. Well, not alive. They burnt his body, and he still came back. And they're trying to figure it out, the reason. All right. So then we go back into Colony House, and Christy there's coming down. Sarah's sitting there still covered in Elgin's blood. And she's like, I'm going to go because there's people here. But we had talked about this yesterday. Like, isn't her walking out covered in Elgin's blood why everybody's there, like, more obvious than her just kind of sitting there until they leave? I don't know. But clearly she's still kind of avoiding everybody. But I don't know what's going to happen if they, if people find out. It might.
People weren't around. They were all out searching for Fatima. And she says, people are coming back. I should get out of here now. Like, she states that she's going to sneak out before people are around. So,
right, but I'm just saying she seems to be sneaking out when they're there, and I just think it's funny she's covered in the blood. So I don't know how much sneaking.
Well, I mean, she's kind of in shock. I mean,
Yeah, she is. Like, that's true.
Yeah, she did it, but it's not like she was like, "Hey, I feel like stabbing somebody's eye out today." Like, there was a reason behind it, Yeah. So she's kind of in a state of shock.
B said maybe there's a secret back way out of Colony House. Also, she agrees with me. So I agree with Jamie. That's good. Let's see. Wisteria says maybe they've been killed before, and this is the eternal life they sacrificed their kids for. But because the level of cruelty of the sacrifice, now they live eternally in the state. I think it is. I mean, I thought that was kind of I don't know, was my understanding out of it. Like, this is the eternal life. They die, they come back. It doesn't necessarily mean they live without getting hurt. They're not invulnerable. They're just immortal. All right. So Donna takes Christy in to take care of Elgin. And we have Acosta there who pulls her gun. Yeah, she still, as I said, I think she just she doesn't feel in control. I think it's kind of funny. She's still doing that. Like, everybody knows the gun isn't loaded because Donna's like, just put the gun down. We know there's no bullets. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funny too because I'm like, why is she pulling her gun? There's no bullets. And then like 2 seconds later, Donna's like, put that thing away. We know there's no bullets in it.
There's no bullets.
Acosta. So Michelle rolls eyes. Acosta is insufferable. I'm inclined to agree with Michelle Williams. Acosta's not my favorite character either. She's terrible, but I was thinking yesterday of cutting her a little slack. She's the newest arrival. She came on the ambulance, right? So she's the newest arrival in town. She came in the ambulance. The other people were killed except for her and Tabitha and Henry. And Henry. But she's been there the least amount of time. And so, to say she's in shock, I think she is still in the shock of just like being in this place and trying to, like, there's just a new horror every single day. Whereas if you're Boyd, you've been there forever, like every weird thing that happens is like, oh, here's another thing I got to deal with, right?
Yeah.
I think
she hasn't. Yeah, she hasn't gotten to the point yet where she has to let go of her outside world mentality. She hasn't gotten there yet. She still thinks that everything is black and white, and that everything is how it should be. And she's just not there yet. I think she might be, we see later when she's kind of freaking out in the diner. I think she might be on her way, but I feel like she's going to hold on longer than most people we've seen.
Yeah. Finally, whoops.
I was just going to put a thing.
I was just saying I didn't do it. I'll get to that in a minute. Well, anyway, we will have to ask her about, like a Keystone Club. We can ask her about the scene if you guys want, because don't forget, everybody, I should have mentioned that at the top of the show. Tuesday, April 28th. That is Tuesday, right? Yeah. Tuesday, April 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have Samantha Brown coming to the show, who plays Acosta. So you can ask her all your questions about Acosta that day.
I think Acosta's like a newish cop also, right? Like,
yeah, I think she's still working. I definitely.
Well, Boyd makes that comment to her last season. He's like, how long you been out of the academy? And she's like, that's not the point.
In chat the other night, AJ, I said she's the Ana Lucia of this show.
Yeah. Oh, no. Let's not go.
The cop from Lost who everybody hated.
Costa with Jane Randall, the action arriving in town. They were on
only
denial.
you women hated
Everybody has the right to be in denial. Code Knox says she's still in shock. She is. I think, yeah. And I think she has a right to be. I mean, yeah, she just came out of the academy. Give her a break. Well, I guess we'll have to see moving forward how she handles things and if she continues to, do what she's doing. We'll have to see. All right. So only women hating Acosta.
No. I didn't get. No, I got kind of cut off, and it didn't come out right. What I was trying to say to Karen was only you women hated Mana Lucia. You guys called her Mana Lucia, and it was all the women that hated her because she was trying to get with Sawyer. That's why everybody hated Ana Lucia.
That's fair.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
Believe me, I lived with one of them.
I don't, but
yeah.
All right.
So Acosta's losing her.
Morals, yeah.
She agrees to put down the gun, but not to leave the room, and she wants to stay through the horror that is coming.
Yeah, and that's why I said I think she just wants to feel in control. I think, I don't think she has any control, but I think she's trying to exert control to make it herself feel that way. Is how I take it. But either way, she's like, fine, stay, and she's going to have Christy help Elgin. And this is where, before Clara comes in there. This is my favorite quote of the episode, maybe this season. I love when Donna says this. I have the exact quote here, so I get it right at the beginning. But I lost where it is. I had it. Oh, here it is. Sarah took his eye out with a screwdriver. She had reasons. She never explained the reasons. Just she had reasons.
She said she was going to explain later. And you know what?
No,
I
she
appreciate
just says
that.
she has reasons. She does not say that. She says she had
Yes, she
reasons.
does.
Do
She
you
did
remember
say
that?
she'll explain later.
Okay, maybe she did. I don't know. But either way, I love the line where she says, she's like,
Well,
she
you know
had
what I like is she says she'll explain later, and clearly at some point she does explain because all of a sudden Christy seems to understand everything later in the episode.
All right, fair.
But no, I like when they explain things off screen that we already know because we don't need to hear about it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Scarlett. Hello. Boyd is the one counting bullets to kill everyone, not Acosta. Just saying. You're not wrong. That's funny. Anna Lucia killed Cindy, though. That is true.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
It was
true. Whoops.
So what did you guys
she
think
killed
about...
Shannon.
Or no, wait.
No, Michael killed Michael.
Yeah, Michael killed.
No, Anna Lucia killed Shannon.
Yes.
But it was an accident.
No, I think she killed Cindy too. Cindy was.
No, she didn't. Cindy was Cindy was in New Otherton.
Okay, I don't know. It's been forever.
Okay. Anyway, that's a totally different show. Can we focus?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so she's gonna stitch up her eye. Clara comes in. Donna pushes her out.
So, what did you guys think? So, Jamie, you cut out this whole scene here. What did you guys think about? I was surprised. So, look, it doesn't bother me at all to see Jim get his throat slashed, but seeing that eye mask.
I didn't skip it. It's a little later, but.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, they go to the man in yellow in between, but that's okay. Go ahead.
I was, to me, that was more gory and harder to look at than almost anything I've seen on the show.
I agree. It was there's the picture.
That didn't bother me at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was gross. I didn't like it either, but yeah,
eye stuff for some of us, eye stuff is harder to take than other stuff.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So we go to the man in yellow here. This is where we see the start of the scene, but we don't see where it leads until later. Him changing. So what did you guys, I'm just curious, like when you saw this, what were you thinking as it happened?
Well,
he's picking this up. That is clearly, well, I say clearly, I haven't compared the stickers yet, but I do think that's the suitcase Tabitha and Victor found down in the caves. But
I thought it was too.
Thinking Tower Ruins. You're right. It is the Tower Ruins from Fletcher.
It's got a sticker from every ruin that he's been to.
Oh yeah, maybe, but there's the Tower Ruins there. But there he goes. He changes and he throws the suit down. I think, and we were talking about this a lot last night. We don't have to go into depth on it, but my theory is, do you remember how like they were taking clothes in the cave because like Henry found Miranda's scarf and stuff? I sort of think that like maybe they take the people's clothes for him and that like he has to have somebody's clothes to change into them. And I think maybe he has to kill the person to change into them because I don't know, like, I don't know that Sophia is a real person now, but I feel like she was a person that he maybe killed before because there's got to be a reason of why he chooses her, you know?
Oh, really? I mean, I can think of many reasons why he would choose to come as a young.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, where did he get the face from is what I'm saying. Like, is it somebody he killed? I don't think he, like, imagined her is what I mean. Like, I think it was somebody, but that's just a complete theory. I have no idea.
Okay, I never thought of that. I think a person that can touch you and cause you to die has the power to turn into maybe what it doesn't need to. Like, I don't think that he. I mean, he clearly. Okay, I'm going to hold theories on this until a little bit later because it's going to derail our whole discussion. For me, watching this scene and seeing the transformation, so we saw the clothes, so we kind of knew what he was going to turn into, but during the transformation, I was really getting werewolf vibes, right? Like it was a similar transformation to some shows or movies I've seen where a person is like turning into a werewolf, and then it also... is it in what show did we just watch where they kill people and their bodies like made those kind of sideways kind of, was that the Institute?
No, it was somebody they like collapsed them with their minds, and I can't think of what it was, but it wasn't the Institute.
We just watched a show that had kind of a similar like bone breaking and bending thing, right?
Yeah, we did.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
I know what you're talking about. I can see it in my head. They turned into like little. They compressed him. Whoever it was, I don't remember what it was.
The changes in the spine and the shoulder blades and stuff was giving me a little bit of a werewolfy kind. Even though, I'm not saying I thought he was going to turn into a werewolf. I did not think that. It just reminded me of werewolf transformation scenes that I have seen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You guys haven't seen the trailer, so I was going to say what I thought when I watched the trailer, but it doesn't matter because you guys haven't seen the trailer. But yeah, he clearly is transforming into something. I mean, that's what we get. But yes, I thought that it was like from somebody from a different cycle or something that he's killed. But Doug says I got it from Faces Are Us. There you go. That's where it came from. Yeah. Let's see. We will put that. All right. So we don't get really anything other than he throws the suit down, and we get to see the end of it at the end of the episode.
What really bothered me was that he didn't pick the suit up and put it back in the suitcase.
No, he did throw it. I even took a picture of it. He threw it. Don't know why. Where is his? I like this though. Where's his extra bones? I don't know where they come from. Code Knox. They got there somehow. Look, I don't even know that he's human. I think he's something else. Also, I wanted to ask you guys, because I don't think I've asked you this earlier. Whenever Fatima says that they made a deal with something, I think that he's the one they made a deal with. Even though we didn't see it. I mean, we don't know for sure.
Purely speculation. It's too early to.
No, it's totally speculation. That's what I've thought automatically when she said that. I thought it's got to be him, because I think that he's. I have thought from the beginning that he was the big bad. I guess they might have. I don't know. Might have confirmed that part. I'm not sure, but yeah. Either way, I thought it might be something with wings, that lumpy back. I was also hoping for a creature. Yeah, that was creepy, whatever it was.
Well, that could be an interesting theory. Like, could perhaps his true form is a creature?
That's true. Yeah, Man in Yellow could be a skin suit too. Let's say. All right. So then we have Kenny and Boyd, and this is the scene that was from the clip that we'd been sent about him digging out the bullets and saying that he's checking to make sure there's enough for everybody, and is asking Kenny how many people in the town, which is 47, which is, of course, an important number on the show. I know you guys don't dive into that stuff.
It's actually funny because when he said 47, I said, that's not one of the numbers.
No, it's not. I was just going to put up, Michelle said, I thought it was very spider-like. That's what a lot of people were theorizing, I think. Was that it was spider.
I'm looking for, B says, I got the idea that he was counting the bullets so folks could decide if they wanted that out, not so he could make that choice for them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Is that what I said? That was what I meant. I don't know if I said it wrong, but that was what I meant. Yeah, he's asking if there's enough or how many people there are, because he says that we might only get to decide that.
So a question for you guys. Boyd's counting says, I need a head count. I need a head count. So I have to know if we have enough bullets. Get me a head count. And then Kenny pauses and he says 47. And Boyd says, what? 47. I did a count while I was interviewing. Why did Kenny do a count? Do you think he actually had the same thought? And that's why he counted the number of people?
No, I think he counted to make sure that he got everybody questioned.
Yeah, I think he said, didn't he say something like it was when they were, I thought he said when they were questioning about Tilly, right?
He said, he said, I did a head count when I was questioning people about Tilly. He hasn't had time to talk to 47 people, but whatever. I was wondering if maybe he had a similar. I mean, he does seem shocked that Boyd is counting bullets, but then he has also counted heads.
Yeah. Either way, the point of this, and I was also going to bring up too, he has his boat keychain there. The idea is he tells Kenny, that they that might be the only, they can't win now. He says that he thought that they won because they killed Smiley, and even that didn't work. So that it might come a time when the only thing they can decide is how they go out, basically. But he says it in a way that was not intentional, but mean to Kenny. That was so awful when he said that. Didn't you kind of cringe when he said that? I was like, oh, that was bad. But at least he apologized. But yeah, that was bad. The scene would have resonated differently if he were filling glasses with Kool-Aid. That is true. That's true.
Dark, Doug.
Very dark. But I don't know. I mean, do you think it's right or wrong? I don't think there's anything wrong with him giving people a choice in the end if it comes to it. I mean,
well, I think more than anything, it's the fact that Boyd is cracking.
Yes, he definitely is. He definitely is. I lost my, sorry. All right. Well, either way, we know how many people are in the town now. But yeah, I don't know if Kenny agrees or disagrees with it. He didn't really say a whole lot, but he did tell him so.
Well, I mean, because once Boyd explains, I think Kenny agrees he has a point, and maybe people should have that choice if they don't like.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is this any different than people on other shows saying, if I become a zombie, please kill me, or kill me before the zombies can eat me, or right? Like, I mean, this is not a that surprising a choice for a character to make, I think. But I agree, it's a sign that he's losing it. His commitment to getting every single person out of there is not looking like it can happen.
Yeah. Michelle says Boyd is losing it. Cold Knock says Boyd is broken. Doug says he's a dark guy. I don't know. He wears bright yellow suit. So to me, he's kind of a bright guy, but yeah, I'll take that.
Doug himself. Doug Hughes is a dark guy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking of the man in yellow. I guess that's true. Kenny will have to take his place sooner rather than later. I like this. Boyd is focusing more on winning the game than to actually find a way out.
But isn't he finding a way out winning the game?
Like, winning the game is how you find a way out.
Yeah, but he's either way. He's more, I think, focused on finding a way out or winning than he is just surviving, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I feel like some of the people have accepted their fate that they're here and are more interested in like living through the night. And he's more like, we gotta beat them. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that there's like two different ways to look at it.
I think there is no survival there. You might survive the night, but you're not going to survive 100 nights.
Well, but they've been there for what, 6 years, I think, something like that. So I'm just saying, I wonder if everybody is, I mean, everybody wants to leave. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that like, he's about trying to beat them, and not everybody is pushing as hard.
All right.
Victor's been there what?
I disagree, and we'll see what happens.
Victor's been there about what, 40 years?
Yeah. And it's not a way. Look, I'm not saying that the way Victor lived was the way to live. I'm just saying that, maybe some people are not that. No, I don't mean to say I'm worrying the way I'm saying it's coming out wrong. I'm not meaning that anybody wants to stay or that anybody's okay with it. I'm just saying that he's more proactive about trying to find a way out of there, where other people are more worried about surviving than they are about beating everything, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's coming out the way I mean it to, but I'm just saying he's more proactive.
So I just looked this up, and after Victor, who's been there since he was a child, the longest person is Donna, who in season 1, Donna says, I've been here 3 years, 6 months, 17 days.
Okay. I forget how. I think though Boyd and Ellis have been there a few years.
No, they came after Donna. They've been there like 2 years.
Yeah, but she said that, I thought, years ago. Yeah. Okay. She said it. They said it
in episode 2. She said it since she's been there 3 months. Boyd's 3 years. Boyd's been there like 2 years. The point is, there's no long-term survival in this town. For whatever reason, Victor was left alive. That's not what's going to happen to the rest of these people.
True.
And it's interesting. What's interesting, I think, is it's ramping up.
It is.
Like they had, what was it 62 days without an incident, or 160 days, whatever it was on the sign.
How many days was it on the sign? Me and my memory, I don't remember that much. I'm sure she knows.
My point here is it's ramping up.
It is.
And I think, well, my thing is, I think the reason it's ramping up is because Tabitha and Jade are there now. I feel like every time those two, you know, get there, every time those two show up, everything like goes into overdrive. So if Tabitha and Jade were to die, I think things would calm back down again until the next cycle when Tabitha and Jade, you know, when their new essence, their souls come back again.
It's ramping up. The cycle's peaking. We're coming to the climax of the novel, which is like the second to the last chapter, right?
Yeah, well, we are in season 4 or 5. I do think for that reason, though, at least for this time being, I think that Jade and Tabitha have plot armor. I think Jade, Tabitha, and Boyd. And maybe Ethan, just because I don't see them killing a little kid. But those are the ones I don't think that they will do anything to, you know.
Kill the kid.
Well, I'm not saying that, you know, how we feel about that. I don't think the writers want to kill a kid.
I might be the wrong person because I was calling for Ethan's head about every episode last season.
Yeah, I know. He's like Carl, right? Doug says, this is what makes me crazy about the whole theory that Donna is sus because we don't know her backstory. That's because everyone in town already knows her backstory. She has no reason to repeat it. I hadn't thought about it that way, but
we know her backstory.
Well, we all do. And nobody, the idea that it can't be fact-checked, nobody's story can be fact-checked. Like, everybody's story is
they don't have internet.
They can at face value, their story is their story.
Yeah.
This is not a place that you come to reinvent yourself and like I can start a whole new life where nobody knows me and like on your first day of college where you try to be cool, right?
Yeah, true. Westeros says, come to find out they're all NPCs in a story and none of their lives truly matter. Someone is going to close the storybook at the end and laugh about a creepy story. This is when the humans say goodnight. I hope not. I hope not. Not quite like that. I don't care if it's a story, but that's a little dark. Right. Let's see.
Okay, so.
Okay. Al, I don't know how to say that. Al D6 Jim says, am I missing something from season 1? Episode 1 was 4.85 TV rating. That's high, exceptional nursing rating. Good. I think it was a good episode. Apparently this person doesn't agree. I like this episode. I thought it was a really good one.
Or maybe this person thinks we're too critical, but this is what we do. We're just reviewing.
Yeah, we are critical, but we do tend to do that. Okay. So then we have, this is where she stitches Elgin's eye. We were jumping a little bit ahead, and I agree. It was really graphic. Ugh. But yeah, I just kept thinking, like, why don't they knock him out? Like, I get that they don't. That she doesn't have
knock him out. She's not
punch him out. I don't know.
She was an EMT for a couple of years. She has no skills to put someone out, and I don't think.
No, I didn't mean like with ether or something. I meant like knock him out, like punch him out or something. Like at least so he's asleep or something. I think it would be easier. I don't know. Personally,
they don't knock you out in the hospital when they give you stitches. They just give you a local anesthetic and they stitch you up.
Yeah. Yes, but I don't think they have anesthetic. She gave him like a cold spray. I don't think that was really numbing it very much.
Well, I don't think because she said this is going to feel cold doesn't mean it was only.
No. She said something about the cold spray. I think that's all she sprayed was like I think all she gave him was a numbing spray. That was my understanding.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't think he numbed it very well, but I could be wrong. I just think that.
I mean, it certainly didn't hurt as much as having his eye gouged out and his hand smashed.
Okay, that's true. That's fair. That's true. Yes.
All right. So now we go to Tabitha emerging from the forest on her way back home.
I'm storing some of these until we get further. Bruno, we'll get to when we get a little bit further there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tabitha is coming back and she does. I think she hugs Ethan here. Yeah. So they're upset that their father isn't home. She says he's probably someplace else and he'll be home. You know, she reassures him. What do you think about the fact that no one went to look for Jim and doesn't seem to, in a way, even care all that much? Like, I know they played it.
It was already too late.
They can't go out. She says it's almost dark. He should be home soon. They can't go out and look for him when it's almost dark. right?
Yes, I know that, but they don't even, I don't know. I felt like they didn't even try. And like when she was gone, they were trying to like leave even when they shouldn't. And this time they just seemed more calm about it. I just thought it was funny.
I feel like they didn't have any reason to believe that Jim was in danger and wouldn't seek shelter in a timely manner, except that anybody could fall down and break their leg in the woods or whatever, right?
And die just from that. Yeah.
And get stuck. But I think that, I think that they just, she can't take these kids out looking for him when it's like 10 minutes to sunset, or whatever it is, right?
I just figure it felt like they didn't.
I thought what was more important about this scene is the way like Julie's losing it because her mother won't tell her where she was and what happened. And like Tabitha does not want to speak about this like possible revelation that she had in the woods about maybe being reincarnated, right? And Julie's like, just tell me what's happening. Like, this is like since episode 1 of the whole show of Julie wanting to be treated more like an adult and be in on everything, and her mother, treating her like her child and not wanting to tell her stuff. And that's what I took more from the scene than are we going to look for Jim or not?
Well, I think it was more about Ethan being there though.
Oh,
I think if it was just Tabitha and Julie, I think she might have given her more information. But with Ethan around, she's definitely. I'm not saying anything with Ethan around.
Yeah. Although then Ethan says, right? He goes, "Is Dad dead?" Like Ethan is a kid that could take. I mean, his mind goes right there, right? I mean, anybody that you can't find in this town, you maybe should be worried they might be dead.
Fair enough.
Good point. I was looking for the link, Dieter. I'm trying to find his link. Here it is. We should probably maybe pull one of the names and pause a second. I also want to mention, because I forgot, because I'm so bad at this, but if you guys haven't, make sure that you do join our Discord. I'm going to put the link in the chat there, because we do have watch parties before we do these lives on Sunday, and we have a watch party Saturday night at midnight when the episode comes out. But Dieter was asking me to put up the link for the deal, which I should. I can put it in the chat and I can pin it. Like I said earlier, we have 5 talisman to give out from Rabbit Tree Design. Thank you to Dieter for setting that up. Wait, I got to get to the thing to pin it. I'm trying to get the link. Okay, there it is. Anyway, I put the link up there and I pinned it. If you don't win and you want to buy either a talisman or a talisman keychain, you can get a 40% off code there with that link. I guess I didn't put the code, did I? That was kind of stupid, wasn't it? Hold on.
The code is Dieter Gets Deals, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, that did have the coupon on it. Yes, Dieter Gets Deals. Yes. So yeah, thank you to him for that. Let's do a spin if you guys don't mind. Let's pause, because otherwise that way we won't be doing them all at the end. If you guys haven't, we'll give you a second here, because we only have 5 people that entered. So there's a lot more people in the chat than people who entered. So
if you're new, put hashtag Sophia in the chat and you're entered into the drawing.
Yes, you'll be entered in to win a talisman. Because right now, everybody's going to win one unless you guys enter. And then you won't get a chance. So we'll give you a second and then we'll put it in. All right. I guess nobody is going to add it. All right. Well, we'll pick one. I guess. Yeah, I won yesterday. I hope they didn't. That's okay. Put your name in if you typed it. If you typed it in the chat. I don't have any way to exclude. But if somebody wins that won, I can respin. So it's not
right. Give it a spin.
Problem here. Let me
Can you show it? Is there like a fun?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. 1 second here. All right. Allow. There we go. All right, you guys, you ready?
Yep.
I'll do what we did last time. Go do 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 do. Scarlett's better at that. Do 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 do. Okay, let's see who's gonna win. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Fletcher won! Yay! Congratulations, Fletcher. You have won a talisman. So there you go. And I'm going to add that to my list here. I meant to add.
And you'll contact people about how to get it to them?
Yes. If you've won, please message me in Discord. And we will get to give me your address, and we'll get that out right away. Let me put that back. There we go.
Sorry.
So there, no, it's okay. So yeah, make sure you get me your address in Discord. I give it to okay. Oh, I didn't think about that. Shoot, I didn't mention that. Yeah, you have to be in US or Canada. So
Why they won't ship it?
No, yeah, the storage ships to US or Canada. Okay.
So ship it to you, Jamie. Ship it to you, Jamie, and then you can ship it to.
Well, he said he's going to give it to B. I mean, that's okay with me if that's okay with Dieter. We'll let him give it to B unless you guys have a problem with that. I mean, I don't care. Do you guys care? If he wants to let her have it, that's fine.
It's his. He can do what he wants with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then in that case, B, you send me your address. How's that? Well, that's fine. But yes, I'm sorry. That's my fault. I should have said at the beginning, you have to be US or Canada because I do not have the money to ship it. So
I'll ship it. I'll ship it to Fletcher.
Well, I don't know, but I think it's going directly from the store though. It's Etsy.
We'll worry about this.
We'll worry about this after the show. Yeah. You're right, AJ.
Okay.
You're right.
All
Let's
right.
move on.
Okay. All right. So then we see the car coming, and it smashes. There's the cross.
It's unusual, right? That a car comes speeding into town like a maniac like that.
You know, it's so funny. I said to Damon, I was like, I don't understand. I was like, I understand looping around the town a couple times, but why are they driving like a crazy person?
Yes.
Obviously, find out later.
Have to give him a chance.
Found out later. Yep.
Or give a chance to find out. Yeah, everybody was asking that. But yeah, speeding through and they crash into the police station, which they're going to have to fix. I laughed after because it took me, I did not get that that's why Boyd went to Colony House because he couldn't stay there. I didn't get that.
That's literally the first thing I said. I was like, oh shit, where's Boyd sleeping tonight?
I didn't think about that. I forgot we were talking about it or something in the chat or talking after, and it suddenly just occurred to me. I'm like, oh, that's why he said it was staying. Yeah, that was kind of yeah.
Well, he also needed to go there he wanted to be with Ellis and Fatima, and it was late, right? Like, I don't think he's moving into Colony House.
No.
He's going to spend a night there.
There's no way he's moving
and then
in
go
there.
back to town.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it is just for the night. I like Fletcher though. Did the man in yellow specifically point to Boyd's police station? I never thought about it. Do you think that they purposely wrecked into the police station, or do you think they just wrecked anywhere? I hadn't really thought about it.
I mean, she did yank the wheel in that direction. I mean, we see that later on.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think like she was thinking, I want it to be the police station, or do you think
that's what I'm saying? I'm saying it's very possible because she, you know,
yeah, so
that's the moment she chose to.
Building. Okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying maybe she just went to the first building. It was hard to tell.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. We'll come back to some of these in the chat. We're trying to somewhat go in order. So if we're not going to your comment, that's why. It's not that we're ignoring you.
It does, yeah.
Okay, so they see it and everybody rushes over and goes to the car, and there is the preacher in the driver's side and Sophia. Yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think about this? I mean, you guys didn't even read anything about it, so you didn't even know there were more people coming. I know. I don't know. To me, I think it's kind of obvious they're likely going to bring more people just because they need more people for the show to make it interesting. But oh, okay. One of Victor's pictures is a car plunged into a building. That is interesting. I've wanted to do a deep dive on the drawings, but I have to find them all. I've been thinking about doing a video on that. That's cool that he did. I didn't know he did. I don't remember seeing that. Very cool.
Well, the funny thing is, I didn't even realize there was somebody else in the car. When Tabitha first went around to the passenger side, I thought she was going to try and help from that side. And then we see the shot of Sophia, and I was like, oh, there was somebody in the car with him, which I didn't see anybody in the car with him when he was looking at the tree. So I don't know. I was suspicious of her almost from the get-go. At first I was like, all right, maybe I just missed it. But I don't know. I got a weird vibe about her almost immediately.
Well, that's fair. That's interesting. I don't know. I didn't really think about like anything of it. I really didn't. I was really surprised. That's why I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad I hadn't seen the trailer at that point, because I feel like that to me would have ruined the surprise. I liked being surprised for this. But I kind of didn't know what to think. I did think that it kind of makes a little more sense to me, some of the way she acted through the episode, though, once we find out she's younger than I thought she was. But well, technically she's not, she's, you know, the man in yellow, so she's not, but you know what I mean. But yeah, she is freaking out. She's got metal going into her neck. This is where Tabitha puts the Bible underneath the metal, so she doesn't cut her neck anymore. And they try to get her out. And then Kenny goes to the shed to get some tools, brings Jade along. And there he takes her out. And everybody stands around watching. And at least now we know for sure this guy isn't the teen in yellow. We know the answer to that now. So we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so everybody, I feel like there's always people. I wonder, like, if they have the same people in the town that are the background actors, or they just bring people in. Like, when they do that, they could really add anybody to the show, you know, because you just randomly see people walking around. But they need to get them out. There's Jade watching. Let's see. The ambulance comes. Okay. Marielle, I couldn't think of her name, comes to help, and they do get Sophia out.
I was a little suspicious of her from the start because she kept calling him my daddy. Make sure you save my daddy. And later she says, I want to go sit with my daddy. Like she's like a 4-year-old. But
okay,
that's an effort to make this actress seem a little younger than
I was going to say, that was what I was kind of questioning. That was what I was talking about. Like she seemed really young in this scene, and I'm like, why is she acting like that? But then Boyd says she's like 15 or 16. I'm like, okay, that at least makes more sense. I mean, look, you'd be in shock, you'd be freaking out, but she did act a little young in that scene.
That part didn't surprise me that she kept calling her daddy, because I felt like depending on the type of religious culture they're in, like how, if she's grown, I mean, they look like they're part of a commune.
They do.
So I could totally see that in, some of the movies and TV shows and stuff I've seen from that era that are like that.
I felt like maybe a little
childish,
southern, like of the southern.
I was just gonna say it was kind of southern. Right? It was kind of southern. I actually just watched something recently where there was a very Christian family. There was like 6 kids, mom and dad, and even the oldest daughter, who was like, had a driver's license, was like, my daddy.
Yeah, different people call their parents different things. Thank you, Dieter. Look at that. Dieter gave a membership away for YouTube. Thank you, Dieter. That's greatly appreciated. I don't know. I got to look at YouTube. I cannot see in StreamYard to tell who got it, but somebody.
It's random. It's random whoever gets it.
Yeah. West of Westeros received a gift membership. So it went to West of Westeros. So there you go. Thank you, Dieter. That's appreciated. So there. Now we got another subscriber, rather.
So thank you. Muriel, the nurse, is pressed into service to try to like deal with these people, right? And I think she was an emergency room nurse, right? So she was
a baby catcher.
Oh, she was. Yeah, she was a
pediatric nurse.
Maybe Christy was an emergency room nurse?
No, Christy was an EMT.
Christy's a doctor.
Okay, EMT.
No, she's not. She's an EMT.
She's an EMT.
Christy she was pre-med.
But she's not a doctor. She's an EMT.
That may have been what she was working as, but she did have pre-med.
She's one of the countless characters on television who drop out of med school after 2 years.
Yeah, and still know everything about taking care of everything. But either way, yeah, we don't need to. That's the thing, though. Look, I guess I got that both of them are there because it was the idea that somebody that she was with outside came to the town. But sometimes I feel like is something going to happen to one of them, because we have 2. Like a lot of times in Walking Dead, it's always like if there's a second doctor, they don't survive.
Well, that's always been a joke too. But I'll tell you what, they need both of them because it's been hectic.
It makes a lot of sense to me that an EMT would be dating a nurse from like maybe the same hospital, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, they get this kid out of the car.
Yeah.
And now
thank you.
But yeah, she did act a little.
Thank you, B.
What?
I clicked on it, but the chat went up before I clicked on it.
Okay, I didn't see what it was.
I
was
got
gonna
it.
say, I didn't
She was
see
in
what
her
it
third year of med school. All right. Still, she's
She was
not a
a third,
doctor.
she was a yeah.
Okay.
Third year
Also,
med
she
student.
said, whoops.
All right. So
And my southern mother-in-law called her father daddy. She always said mother and daddy. It's not unusual for her. It's true. To me, it wasn't necessarily the words. It was the way she said them to me sounded a little younger than the actress clearly is. But once Boyd said later she was 15 or 16, it made at least a little more sense. But I do agree she's trying to seem more or
Julie 6. Yeah.
she, it, whatever you want to call
Whatever.
the girl
Sophia
yellow,
is
Moving on.
15 or 16.
trying to act young and innocent is the point.
So
The point
anyhow.
is, she says that her father started shaking and that then they crashed and she couldn't steer it away from the building. But yeah, so they assume that he had a seizure is the point of
But they don't. I mean, they do and they don't, right? This is to
a
me
seizure or a stroke, I think.
no.
Say.
This to me was a really key scene because Sophia describes the seizure, and then Marielle takes Boyd aside and says, she described a seizure. I'm not sure what's wrong with him is really medical. And she goes on to say, look, I saw Elgin have a seizure the first day he got here. Somebody else had a seizure.
Ethan had a seizure. Elgin's had a seizure.
Ethan had a seizure, right?
Yeah.
And she, or what appears to be seizures. And she says, I'm not sure what's wrong with him is medical. And it made me think. So we saw Sophia put her hand on the priest, right? And that gives him that causes the car accident. Like we see
Right.
that later, right? But when Elgin has a seizure, we don't see anybody touch. Like these other people, we don't see them touched. And it made me think, like, is Man in Yellow invisible? Does he have the ability to like give you the seizure by not really like Muriel is starting to put pieces together, but they're not like identical yet, right? Like they're not the same puzzle, maybe, because we see the priest is touched for him to have the seizure, and we haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
But I felt like what was important about that was really Muriel starting to like be like, wait, what's with all these seizures in this town? These not, and are they non-medical?
Yeah. The thing is, Julie's seizure though is story walking. So I always question too, like, does that mean the other ones could have more behind it than we know? Maybe, but we don't know. I mean, I don't know. That was my kind of thought, but okay, let's see. We'll start Dieter's comment there. All right. So they try to get in the door with the crowbar. Sorry, we don't need to go through all this. This is where Randall is like, you should use the winch. And I went, really? Randall was the one that came up with the good idea. Nobody else thought to do that.
I think Randall's very intelligent.
No, he is. It just was funny to me the way they did it.
I mean, what was funny to me was that he was like, the last time we saw him, he tried to like basically kill himself, right, to get the buzzing out of his head.
I forgot about that.
And
yeah,
he was very down and depressed, but he has sprung into action here to be helpful.
What I think is funny is that that nobody else thought of it either. Like, that would have been the first thing I thought of when he said that. I was like, finally.
Yeah, somebody who understands simple machines.
No, that is kind of funny. But look, I think Randall is being more helpful. I think Randall was a dick, right? I mean, we know that. You can't deny that. But I feel like especially ever since the attack, he's been a little more mellow and a little more trying to be helpful.
Listen,
so
Randall's a dick doesn't mean he wants people to die.
No, I know. But I feel like that's true though, because he did right away rush in to try to help Jim at the house too. So, and that was before he was a dick. So I guess that's true if you think about it like that. Either way, they get
to get her out of the car. They get him out of the car.
Right. I want to point out, because I did mention this yesterday. It sounds like Victor is counting something. Whether he's counting the people, I don't know. I kind of wondered if maybe he's counting days because like things are happening and moving forward. And I wondered if like he's trying to figure things out. I don't know. But he's counting something, it seems like. So maybe he's just counting how many people are in the town now. Don't know. But it seems significant to me at any rate. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay, they pull him out. They take him off. And then this is the conversation about, did he have a seizure? You know, is something wrong with him? That's what that conversation was we just talked about. So Kenny says that he is going to go to the clinic, So Sophia has somebody to stay with. And yeah, there's that. I think it, and by the way, guys, you guys do need to, I had mentioned this earlier, but I did put up my interview with the girl who plays Sophia, Julia Doyle. I put up, it's on our YouTube page. Because she laughed when I said that. So many people, I know you guys don't know it because you don't watch the previews and don't follow the stuff to know ahead of time, but so many people from the trailer were shipping her with Kenny. And then whenever Boyd said she was 15, I'm like, oh God, this is like Randall and Julie all over again, right?
Yeah.
That was funny. But,
yeah.
But I also was like, that's not going to happen clearly, but it was just funny. But yeah, he's going to go down. I love this picture. I said this last night. I really love I don't know. It looks really cool.
I think this is where Ethan says, where are they going to live?
Yeah. Right. That's great. Where are they going to live? Which isn't wrong,
Yeah.
They have to figure someplace out. All right. So Jade comes up. Yeah, Dieter, she died. And look, I think she's probably in her low 20s, early 20s. I don't know.
Let's focus.
Sorry. Okay. So Jade comes up and he wants to talk to Tabitha. He says that he wants to tell everybody about what happened. And Tabitha isn't sure she even believes it. And that's where he says it felt real. And she says that, well, Sarah tried to kill Ethan because something tried to convince her. I'm sure that felt real too. I liked when she said that, like she kind of told him off there. But
I know he's like, but that's different. And she's like, how? And he's like, crap.
Yeah. She does say, though, which is actually a smart thing, which is easier to believe, that whatever is keeping them here, put thoughts in our head. Whatever is keeping them there, put thoughts in our heads to torture us. It must have been us. I have them because I put it in the other tense. Whatever is keeping us here, put thoughts in our heads to torture us, or that they've been coming back over and over again for centuries. We've been coming back over and over again for centuries, trying to save children that have already died. So yeah, at least that kind of makes sense there. What are you texting me? Yes, I know. I'm trying. Yeah. So Jade, I don't know though. What do you think about the fact Jade wants to tell people though?
Well, I think he's very excited, and maybe this is making me feel hopeful. And we also know that Jade has this need to be like the smart guy who solves everything, and so of course he wants to maybe talk around about how he's figured it out, right? Although I think he genuinely I do think he does think this is good news and wants to tell people. I'm not sure they'll get it.
I think it's a great thing that he wants to tell people because nobody tells anybody anything.
Yeah. I think it's not so great that he just kind of is going to almost bully Tabitha a little bit here until she stands up to him and is like, what? How do you even know it's real? Which is great. It's interesting in that kind of the theme of this episode and what, Christy says to Elgin at some point when he says, I bet you think I'm a horrible person. And she says, I think something lied to you. Something here lied to you and you believed it. And you won't be the first person it happened to, and you won't be the last person it happens to. Right.
Yeah. I guess what I was saying though is, do you think telling people they're reincarnated is a good idea? Is what I was getting at.
No, because it's gonna be I'm reincarnated, but all of you aren't, right?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, you tell the story with a little more tact. So maybe let Tabitha tell the story because Jade's tact is non-existent.
Jade has no tact. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well, then he needs to give Tabitha time to sit with it and think about what she believes because she might not really believe it.
Well, yeah, Tabitha's definitely in denial. It's like Tabitha knows it's true, but she's in denial.
She is. But I was going to say, Golden Child's right, though. She's like, no, 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 in different words. You're not wrong. All right. So Boyd is coming up to Colony House and gets stopped by Acosta. And this is where Acosta kind of goes off on him and tells him that he's a monster, not a hero, not a martyr, but a monster, and that everybody in the town is. I totally see her point of view. I mean, she comes in, she sees him torturing this kid. At least as far as we know, nobody has actually explained to her why. And maybe she would be, I kind of question, like, maybe if you sat her down and explained a little better what happened, maybe she wouldn't be so mad. But
I don't know if
I
she'd
don't know
care.
if it's going to.
I think she. I don't think she'd. I don't think she'd say it was okay anyway. I think right now with where she's at, I think they could totally sit her down and be like, listen, Elgin kidnapped, Fatima. We were trying to save her. The town told him, this was going to save everybody, and it's wrong. And that. I think she'd still be like, okay, you could have found another way.
I think Acosta doesn't have the years of experience. Others have experienced 2 years of Boyd being a really good sheriff and a really good leader and keeping them all alive. And they kind of maybe trust Boyd to make that decision, even though he kind of made it in secret and didn't want anybody to know. But like, people are willing to cut Boyd some slack. Look, Boyd did things like Boyd made that tough decision to put what's his name in the box in episode 1, right? That was the punishment for like not opening what was that guy's name whose wife and child were killed? Anyway, remember Boyd had to make that hard decision to put him in the box, and like Boyd makes those decisions so nobody else has to, right? Yeah. Like that's kind of his job in the town, and this was that situation again. But Acosta's only been there like a week maybe, right? Like not even a couple days. She's still wearing the same clothes she showed up in. Yeah, I mean everybody is. Boyd wears that shirt every day, also. But
yeah,
I don't feel like she doesn't know him well enough that she would ever, as AJ said, there's nothing he can say that will make her accept it right now.
That is true. But I do wonder, even if she knows him, I still like kind of agree with her. I mean, what he did was wrong. I'm not saying there was a right answer of what he should have done, but it was still wrong to torture somebody. Boyd is protecting his daughter-in-law by not telling the town what happens to Tilly. Yes, that is also.
That's kind of not being a good town boss.
It's not.
Like,
yeah,
somebody else would
his
go in
family above the town. But who wouldn't choose their family above the town? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the right answer is, but I do question that other people won't agree with Boyd if they find out too. Yeah, he's not doing what a leader should do. He's doing what a father-in-law should do. I agree. And if you haven't, make sure you guys check out my interview with Harold that's up, because we did talk about this. I asked him too if he thought he was a good leader, and he said the Boyd thinks he's a good leader. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that there is a right answer. I agree with a lot of what she says because I think he was wrong. But then I don't know. I can 2 seconds later totally get why he did what he did. So it's hard to know.
Here's the thing. The funny thing is, it's so hard because you don't know. Nobody knows. Everything is happening so fast and everything is going crazy. All everybody sees is Elgin kidnapped her, took her somewhere, won't tell where she is. She's having a phantom baby. They don't. They're worried about her safety and everything, which is all understandable. Was torture the right answer? Maybe. I mean, it worked for Sarah. She got the answer. But here's the funny thing that nobody has really mentioned. I don't think anything happens to her if they don't find her when they did. It's not like they Kimono Lady took the baby, went down, Smiley was born, and I feel like if it had just played out the way it was, Elgin could be like, okay, it's over. She's in the root cellar, and
yeah. I did want to ask you though, because you reminded me when you said that we didn't talk about. What did you think about the fact that freaking Elgin still thinks what he did, maybe there was something good about it? He's like, well, we were going to get to leave when she has the baby. Maybe we'll still get to leave. Like, is he just kind of trying to accept what happened, or is he still really how does he still believe that? I thought that
he's trying to rationalize it, just like Sarah did.
Yeah, crazy. Does anyone remember if Acosta and Elgin having a sidebar connection? She did act as if it was her neighbor's kid when she doesn't understand how this town works. She's seen the monsters. I don't think they knew each other. I mean, I don't think there's ever been anything about it anyway. All right. So yeah,
I do think, I agree. Elgin's trying to rationalize what he did, but what he did was bad, but he didn't kill her. He didn't, Sarah killed people, right? Elgin was like, I'm going to put you in this room and let you out like later today. He did, right?
That's right. Sarah tried to kill Elgin, just was manipulated. I agree. And Kimberly's pointing out Elgin doesn't know what happened, which is true, but he knows they didn't go home and he knows people were pissed at him. I would think he would kind of maybe think it didn't work out, you know? But that is true. We didn't.
He knows she had the baby and she's not dead.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not gone. So it didn't work at any rate. Okay.
All right.
Through this. We're starring a lot of your comments in the chat that we'll get to when we get to the end. All right. So now we have Boyd coming into Colony House, talking to Donna. This is where he says he's going to stay the night. And he wants to talk to them. This is where he tells them all, I think, right? And then, well, not yet. Then we have Acosta goes into the diner. And this is where she finds the hoodie. First, she tries to wipe the blood off her uniform from Elgin. And she's getting pissed off. And then the radio plays Send in the Clowns. And yeah, that doesn't help her mood. But she gets the hoodie to change into. So she's finally taking off her cop uniform, which I think means, wait, I don't know what you're meaning, but yes, I'm behind my computer. I missed something. Yes, I'm behind my computer, Teeter. I missed what that was about. Oh, okay. But yeah, so I don't know. Do you guys have anything to add about that scene?
I was very thankful. I was like, oh, thank God. You know, she's like trying to clean her shirt. And I was like, I was like, just find other clothes. Like, get out of the fucking uniform.
Yeah, she finally did. I was going to add Gothica here says Elgin is a confused kid, unfortunately. Yeah. He is. I just feel like he should have figured it out by now that it wasn't going well, you know? Yeah. All right. So then we have the conversation with Fatima where she's talking again, which this is why, again, I said I feel like they repeated it so much, saying that they made a deal with somebody to live forever, but she doesn't know who or what because she didn't see it. And Boyd kind of not accuses her, but he's like, keeps pressing her. And I believe she just really didn't see it, but also she has had a lot go on, a lot of trauma. And yeah, he needs to chill a little bit. I don't know. But this is where he tells them everything. That's the important part of this. He does tell them about what happened with Smiley and being her son, whatever you want to call it. And that's where Fatima is like, I gave birth to one of them. And he's kind of like, no, it's even worse than that. It's the one I killed. So they all find out now. Hi, listen. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about the fact that they're actually talking about something? That made me so happy that they're sharing information. Like, this doesn't happen usually on this show, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen because the story would end too quickly if everybody had information, but also because of what these people are living through, and they're all hiding things from each other, and avoiding tough conversations like "you killed Tilly" or "I have Parkinson's" or things like that, right? I mean, that's another reason.
People always complain if they shared information, they'd get further ahead. So I'm just saying it's good that they're finally talking about
this is a town of people severely traumatized. There's nobody in this town who's not like hella traumatized, right? Like, this is a messed up bunch of people.
Yeah.
And that, they have visions and like they don't talk about it because in the normal world, people would, think you were crazy.
True. But in this town, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fletcher. Sorry.
Hold on a second. That's the thing. People still have that thought process, though. Even though they're in this town, they steal this crazy shit. That's still their thought process. That's still your logical gut reaction. I can't tell somebody that I'm seeing dead people because they'll think I'm nuts. Even though they should know by now in this town, that's not unusual.
Yeah, I see that.
It's just your immediate gut reaction.
That's fair.
I mean, there's a big part of living in this town where they are trying to approximate normal life. They live in houses in the little town. They go to a diner to eat. They're trying to preserve normalcy, and I understand why, but that also maybe is going to preserve your normal cultural and societal way of behavior where you don't talk about certain things.
Fletcher's got it in for Donna.
Yeah, I was going to say, why did Fletcher says her reaction was weird? I didn't think her reaction was weird. Did you guys?
No, I thought that's the reaction of a leader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just doesn't. She's not a super emotional person though either, who like breaks down at things usually. So, I don't know. Yeah, to me, I don't know that she really was. I didn't think was. Alyssa says, I like how they're sharing, but I do feel like there's some guilt. Like I don't want to make things even worse than already what we're already going through. Yeah. Well, there's always bad things going on. So I don't know. It's going to be bad no matter what. I don't know that they can, but yeah, I don't know. I just was happy they were talking about it at least, and that more than one person knows what happened. I like that he told them, and it's kind of a core group. I don't think they should be sharing with everybody. Like I think Jade's wrong that they should tell everybody they're reincarnated, but
Well,
but
I think everybody's going to know when they see Smiley walking around the town square tonight, but whatever.
I don't think they even know they killed him. I don't think they told everybody. They burnt the body and hid it, right?
Yeah, not everybody
I don't
knew.
think people know. I think only a few people, only these people know about it.
Only our main cast knows,
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
and not even all of them.
Yeah. So this is the one thing I just wanted to ask you guys really quick because it annoyed me. What did you think of the fact when, and I don't think I have the picture here somewhere, when Donna went out about, I don't know, but anyway, in the hallway when, nope, I did skip it. It's somewhere there. But anyway, when she goes out into the hallway with Victor and his father moving into the room, because we kind of had a disagreement about this last night. A lot of people disagreed with me. I think that scene was in the way, made no sense. I mean, not made no sense, but it was senseless because to me, it broke up the scene, Donna leaving in the middle of the conversation and Boyd had to stop. I did not need to know that Victor was moving in with his father. I think it made total sense he was, but I could have just seen them later in the same room and I would have totally bought it. What did you feel about that? Do you agree with me or do you think it was an important scene?
I think it could end up being important down the road. I thought it was a fun scene. I thought it was like, oh, he's daddy is a roommate.
Right, yeah. No, I didn't think it was a bad scene. I just, to me, it split up the scene too much. Yeah. Okay. Wait. I'm just reading this. This was to me. She almost blew her own cake of wood for the Colony House Radio Tower. You're right. You're right. She's not normally a super emotional person.
Yeah. Listen, right. I have a hard stop at midnight. So if you guys aren't finished, I'm going to jump off. Okay. I'm not saying you have to rush. I'm saying I can't.
It's 11:35.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm trying to go faster. I just
want to tell you guys, if I jump off, it's not. I have
no. That's fine. No, I get that. You have to get to do work. I get that. The other important thing about this scene is what Christy says. Basically, that I can't find it in my recap here, but that Christy is yelling at Boyd for breaking down and saying that basically that he can't lose his shit. She's like, everybody has a right to feel sorry for themselves, but you can't do it because people will kill themselves, which isn't necessarily inaccurate. But
well, I mean, you can break down, you can't show it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I do agree that Boyd's the one they look up to, and that could be a very bad thing if that happens.
It's a lot of pressure.
And he does seem to be breaking down. That's for sure, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on a guy, but like Boyd took this on. Like Boyd's not like a Jack on Lost who whined constantly that he didn't ask to be the leader. Like Boyd, like took on the role of leader and the sheriff willingly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now things are, and like he has the right to be breaking down. This is horrible things are happening, but like I get it why people are saying to him like you can't, you got to be strong. People need you here.
Yeah,
I think he needed that to hear that to help him. Maybe like is that the verbal equivalent of slapping someone in the face and saying snap out of it, right?
Yeah, kind of. We do also have Fatima break down here. Because Boyd's pressing her too much. And I think she has a right to be freaking out. Above anybody, she has a right to be freaking out, right? I just want to bring up Michelle says he's also physically breaking down. I
Yes,
would agree with that. I think it's
Parkinson's.
getting harder and harder on him, and I think we're going to probably see that as the season continues.
Yeah.
All right, so
You know what? Not for nothing. I was so happy when she said she was going to take a shower because it's like, I was like, we're always, joking about nobody ever taking a shower. I was like, you know what? I'm surprised it took her that long to say, let me take a fucking shower, because everything she's just been through. And real quick, I just wanted to put up, where'd it go? Where the hell did it go?
While you look
well,
for
I want to put up golden. Yeah, you guys keep talking while I look for it.
While you
Sorry.
took it, I saw that as a direct line from like she learns that she gestated and gave birth to a monster, to Smiley, right? And then like I saw that like I need a shower is a reflection of how violated she feels at that, right? And how I don't want to say like contaminated, but she feels like she needs to, right? I'm like, she feels so violated, she has to go take a shower right now.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it kind of came from Ellis, but I mean, at the same time, it wasn't. We don't know how he got there, but it wasn't something she agreed to do, that she gave birth to that. Was it the thing about Victor's dad, AJ? Because it's started. That's
I know. I just started and then it disappeared.
Oh, okay. Victor sensed something was going down since the car crash. That's why he was moving his dad into his room. He knows something's about to go down. That is possible.
Oh, yeah. Golden child to be honest.
I like Dieter. That's a good point, though. Why don't they question the water? Who filters it? The filter monster. Hopefully, the water is not contaminated. It could be, but we hope not, right?
It comes from the same place the electricity comes from.
Yes, exactly. Let's, if you don't mind, let's stop and pull a name.
Sure. Yeah,
really quick. From this for another winner. If you want to win a talisman and you haven't yet, please put #Sophia in the chat and you will be entered to win a talisman. We have 4 more to give away. So I will pull another name. Why is it not coming up to share the screen? There it is. Share giveaway tool. There we go. Okay. Guys, ready? We will draw. There we go. Don't drink the yellow water. Yes, dear. We don't want to drink yellow water, eat yellow snow. That would be bad.
Who is it?
B. There. B got one anyway. So there.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it.
That's hilarious. That is so funny. Well, there. B want one no matter what. And Fletcher will figure out if we can get it to him. So there. Everybody got him. So everybody can be happy now. Congratulations, B. So there we go. All right, we'll do another one in a little bit. I just wanted to pause.
Yeah, good idea.
I wish it would quit switching back to like a random thing every time.
It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So this is the conversation with Sophia and Kenny where she says she wants to use the phone and he says that he needs to talk to her about what's going on. I kind of wish they had shown that conversation. I guess we didn't really need it, but I kind of wish we had seen it.
See what?
The conversation of him explaining to her about the town. I guess we really didn't need it, but I don't know. That was what I thought at the time. Like I would have liked to have seen part of that.
She took the information better than anybody else ever has.
Well, and that was sus, right? Like that's when I really was like, okay, she like what? She's really accepting of us.
Yes, I definitely thought that was strange.
I didn't see her being the man in yellow, but I definitely felt like something was up with her.
Yes, I will agree with that. I definitely did with that as well. And then we have Julie again trying to get her mother to tell her what is wrong, and her mother keeps saying that everything's fine. Ethan says, "Is our father dead?" And this is where Julie says to him something about, remember what our dad said when their mom was gone, that they have to have belief that something good will happen and that he might yet be okay, is basically what that conversation was. But yeah, I mean, he's out after dark. I think everybody knows that there's a pretty good chance he's not coming back.
If he's out, they don't know that he could be at Colony House. They can't call up there and ask, right? They don't know.
You're true. You're right. That's true. Yeah. But it's just generally people don't wait till near dark to come back because of that. Like usually if somebody's not back, there's probably something going on, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is conversation when he's telling her. She says about hanging the talisman. She asks why, and he says he doesn't know, but it works. Which
So-
I know a lot of people don't think they actually work, but that's neither here nor there. This is what he's.
This is interesting because it's, you know, now that we know Sophia is the man in yellow, the talisman appears. She touches the talisman. She reaches out and touches it in this shot, right? Like,
Yeah. Which
either
to
me that tells me she's something different
Yeah,
than the
exactly.
monsters. Man in yellow is different from the monsters and is not affected by the talismans. I mean, it's possible they don't work and the monsters just want the people to think it works.
Yes, because they want to drive them nuts. No, I agree with you. I don't mean it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I don't think it's strange that she can touch it because she is, I think, different than them. And look, we don't even know if they work or why they work, right? So that's hard to tell. But either way, she does touch it in that scene. And this is where she asks him to pray. And he says he's not religious, but he will. And she says, quotes John 1:5, light shines in the darkness and darkness shall not overcome it. And like we got into a discussion yesterday, it actually is slightly wrong what she says, but whether that was just a misquote.
I don't think it's wrong. I think
well, according to Google, you know more because I shouldn't say because you're Catholic, but you know what I mean? I know that you might know it. According to Google, it should be light shines in the darkness and darkness has not overcome it, not shall not overcome it. So
did Google cite which version of the Bible? There are many translations and many versions of the Bible, and there are some that try to update it to more modern language. There are some that try to use very old-fashioned kind of language, and I don't think you can say that it's wrong. It's just not whatever version of the Bible Google looked up.
Yeah. I was just saying that I looked at it a couple different places and that was what I found. I don't know that it even matters. The only reason I knew is because I wrote down exactly whenever I was doing the recap, I looked it up on Google what it was, wrote it down, and then we did the watch party and I noticed it was different than what I had written down, and I double checked it. So that was my point. I don't know. Shall not overcome it, has not overcome it. It's about tense. I don't know if it matters, but that's what I saw. All right. So anyway, they do pray. And then we have Fatima taking a shower with her clothes on. But hey, it was covered in blood, so
what is it, Jamie? It's John what?
John 1:5.
Here's my New American Bible from high school.
All right. What does it say?
Out of my glasses. Hang on. Wait, where's the New Testament?
Does it matter?
All right, you talk. You talk.
We'll give it could not. I just brought it up because I noticed it, not because I necessarily think it makes a difference. I just wanted everybody to know it. I found it. No, I don't know. All right.
I wasn't looking at it. I just know the answer.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. What? Is AJ's looking at the picture?
Don't worry. I was having a conversation with
All right. So Donna tells Boyd in this scene that there are people that want to know what happened down there, and he doesn't respond whether they're going to tell everybody about what happened. He just tells her instead about the car crash. And this is where he says that the pastor had a stroke or a seizure or something, crashed in the sheriff's station, and the girl can't be more than 15 or 16, which is where I had mentioned that obviously she is older in real life, but she's supposed to be just a teenager here. But he says, she'll likely die here. And the point of this is he does say that the thing that gets him out of bed in the morning is knowing that they could win. And now they didn't. It feels like they didn't. So, as we said before, he's breaking down because he says they're 3 steps ahead of them. And like Donna previously said, the game is rigged. No matter what they do or sacrifice, it doesn't matter. And this is where Christy yells at him and says that he can't break down, which we already talked about earlier. We just had the scene out of order. Yes, that is B. That is what I had. Exactly what I had. That's what I'm saying. It was a little bit different than what she said, but Karen's still looking. So we'll see what Karen.
I'm listening to you.
No, I just said B had put in the chat what I said about what the Bible verse said. So we'll see if you get the same thing. But yeah, the point is Boyd can't break down because they need him. Okay. You guys, when you're done and you decide about who you're going to give it to, or if you're going to try to ship it or whatever, let me know. So I can write it down and we have a full list of who won, so we don't screw it up. Okay. Yeah, so we kind of already talked about this. There's not really a whole lot to go into. Ellis hugs him, which is good. All right, now this scene is important.
Ghost Jim.
Ghost Jim, potentially, yeah, potentially.
You think so?
Okay.
That's the first thing that made sense to me.
Yes. Well, whoever
I mean,
you guys this Discord,
I could be completely wrong, but that was my first thought, that that Jim's ghost is banging cabinets. He's pissed off.
That's funny, because the first thing I thought was, I actually wrote in the chat the other day, I said, this is amateur hour with this poltergeist nonsense. This is like the least scary thing that's happened to these people since they arrived. It never occurred to me that it could be Ghost Jim. That's kind of interesting.
Actually, Jamie, do you have a picture of any of the banging stuff in the kitchen?
Cabinets, yeah.
He threw the food on the floor.
Oh, something funny though that I read online that I didn't even catch. Other people that think it's Jim trying to warn them about the man in yellow, because all the he's banging the yellow cabinet.
That's interesting. I had not.
Yeah, I totally did not think about the fact that everything's yellow in the kitchen.
Yeah, who said that? I'm sorry, I missed who you said that.
I saw it online somewhere.
Oh, you saw it online somewhere. Okay.
I think the house is yellow also, right? Outside?
It might be. Yeah, see, there's even a different version, I guess, of the quote. It says the darkness has not understood it. So yeah, I guess there's different versions. I don't think it really is.
Mine says the light shines on. The light shines on in darkness, and darkness. The light shines on in darkness. Darkness that did not overcome it.
Okay, and see, yours is even different. So I think the point is none of them are the same, and it doesn't matter.
That's right. That's what I said.
All right. There, we'll say that's the answer. Now, like I said, I just happened to notice it, so that was why I brought it up. Not that I necessarily thought it mattered. But I think it was. I should say though, the reason why I also brought it up in here was, I think it was Big Hack said maybe that's also an indication that she isn't really a pastor's daughter, though, that she didn't get it exactly right. Like it could be kind of a clue to people that which
5
is
seconds
possible
before they reveal it.
Oh no, episode. All right, so yes, somebody bangs the cabinets. Could be Jim. We don't know. Somebody who is probably a ghost. Dieter says, imagine dead people are story walking, kind of like Julie. They walk in between everything you see now, but the alive people can't see the dead. That is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's somehow Julie. I don't know. All right. So Kenny has fallen asleep. A couple of people last night, or somebody had commented that maybe when she touched him, she made him fall asleep, or did he just fall asleep? Don't know.
I thought when she peeked around the door, she was checking to make sure he was asleep.
Yeah, that's how
whether or not she knocked him out, I don't know. But he is sleeping. So she goes over to
Daddy Priest.
Yeah, Daddy Priest.
Daddy.
And she tells him to wake up. And he does. And she tells him that this whole thing is important. I'm going to move this over here. She tells him that she knows it's confusing, but that it's important. Here's where he wakes up there. But that it's important he understands that he played a very special role in a very important story. That she couldn't have come to them as she was, not with everything they've learned. So what do you guys think that means? And again, no crows. I really had not noticed that till somebody brought it up. It is weird there's no crows.
Really? Is it?
I don't know. I think it is, but I don't know.
I think it just, she meant she couldn't come to them as the man in yellow because he looks suspicious right off the bat.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I just wonder if there's some specific piece of information that she's going off.
I mean, she says with everything that she doesn't say not with what they've learned,
right.
with everything they've learned. And they've learned a lot today. They didn't just learn that some people learned they were reincarnated. Some people learned that the monsters get reincarnated through human birth. Like a lot of people learned a lot of stuff today, right?
Yes. But was it anything specifically about the man in yellow that they learned? I don't know. So I'm not sure 100% the Wayne's way. Does this mean he didn't shapeshift before? I don't know. That to me, it definitely to me means he was in the town before as the man in yellow, potentially. I mean, not for sure. That's what I take it as, but I don't know. Either way, this time he had to.
Fatima learned about the ritual as well. Yeah, like there's a lot, and she told a bunch of people. So now a lot of people are starting to know about this deal with the devil, so to speak.
Yeah. Yes. But this is where we see him opening the suitcase again, seeing him. There is her clothes. And see, this is where I said I really think that's why the monsters are collecting clothes in the caves.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, thank you.
Really,
yeah, I think there's got to be, as we all were kind of agreeing, there's got to be some kind of rules to it. It can't be unlimited power. I think it has to be somebody killed, and I think he has to have the clothes. So I question he threw the suit away, just like you did. I was like, why did he throw it down? Don't know it's important. We'll find out, I guess. And there's naked man in yellow there changing and transforming, and there he is upside down, cracking his bones. Now look at that. I paused it. I know that's special effects, but look how fucked up that is. Is that not really gross?
Looks like a tree branch.
It is messed up for sure. And I don't know, some of the bones that change, I don't know that they make sense anatomically, because that's, I think, why some people thought it was a spider, but, you know. Anyway, she says, let's see, tells the pastor that she knows what's happening to him isn't fair, and she knows he helped her out of kindness. There she is, turning into her. And there is Sophia with her evil smile there.
You know, it's really it'd be interesting to learn more, because why even wake him up and tell him all this? It's like maybe he just likes to hear himself talk. But
why do you guys not think Sophia picked up that suit and folded it and put it in there before she walked away?
Don't know, but that's what we were asking earlier. Don't know.
I think we're reading way too much into a piece of clothing. But anyway,
maybe. I don't know. I just personally think he has to get it before he can change back. That's what I think. If he's ever going to change back, I don't know. Maybe we'll never see Doug again. I hope we do, but I don't know.
He only has to be naked apparently to change.
Maybe. I don't know. I just felt like it was important, the clothes, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Hold on. I lost where I was. Okay.
This is where she's telling him, like, this isn't important. I couldn't come to them as I am because I'm creepy looking in my dirty yellow.
He says she knows what's happening to him isn't fair, and that she knows he helped her out of kindness. And this is when we see that she came to him on the road, and they both say they're lost. And that is when he picked her up and they went into the town. I have to say, though, wouldn't it really suck if, and I said this last night, but if you hitchhiked somewhere and you ended up in the car that ended up at that town, just randomly, that would really suck, wouldn't it? But she gives him a seizure, and then she crashes the car.
Well, but he'd already seen the tree by that point.
He'd seen the tree. He was going to be. He sees the tree.
He doesn't run into Sophia until he's already on his way to town.
No, you're right. No, I was just saying, wouldn't it be horrible if that happened?
Yes. It'd be horrible if you were on a bus to Grand Rapids and random people. Right.
That is true too.
I thought this was really interesting. This is a character that I did not, Man in Yellow is not a character that I maybe expect to acknowledge kindness in that way and be appreciated. I know what you did was out of kindness. It seemed to be a real recognition of kindness and appreciation of it almost, and an apology for I'm about to kill you. Sorry, but thanks for helping me out, right? And I don't know. I guess the man in black that we saw slash Jim's man in yellow that we saw slash Jim's throat. This is the same person in a different body. And I was just kind of surprised to see this acknowledgement of someone doing you a kindness and almost, which means, it kind of speaks to me about why these people are here and what's being done to them is so horrible. It's hard for me to square that with what I see happening to these people in this town.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was very disappointed that he killed the priest, because I was kind of like, when I saw he was a priest, I was like, "Ooh, we have a replacement priest."
Yeah.
And then he died.
Dieter says, I don't know why I started if I'm going to put up. Dieter says, Man in Yellow's trapped himself. He can only influence the outside world with cutting down a tree. Don't know. It is definitely possible.
Maybe.
And Michelle says, in this scene, Daddy Priest looks familiar. You think? Who's he look? I'm curious who you think he looks like. I don't know. But either way, she says that she knows he did it. Whoops, I pulled up. Hold on, I got the wrong thing. She knows he did it out of kindness, and she says she knows he must be afraid, and she's sorry that he won't be there to see what comes next, as it's always her favorite part. And she wishes it could last forever. And that's obviously the same line he said at the beginning of the episode to Jim, but we didn't hear why. And this is when she gets that evil look, and she says it's because it's when they tear themselves apart, and then she suffocates him. And
this is the other part that's hard to square with that. Like this, like, oh, you know, this sort of kindly, you know, I'm sorry that you have to go through this, you bring about kindness, but, and then this kind of evil, like, they're going to tear, like, this is the part I love. They, you know, they're going to tear themselves apart. Which I don't know what you guys took that to mean. I took it to mean, like, this is the place where they're all losing their shit and they're going to turn on each other.
It could be. I question whether it meant more metaphorical or whether it has anything to do. It could have to do with the massacre that I'm guessing we're getting near to in the cycle, but I don't know. It could be taken either way. I don't know. I mean, either way, things are going to go to shit, I think is the point, regardless of which way, you know.
11 episodes to go.
What do you mean 11 episodes?
I can't count. 19 episodes to go.
There you go, AJ. There you go.
Yeah.
Fletcher says, when they tear themselves apart, wish it could last forever. This doesn't come full circle with immortality in the monsters. I don't know. Michelle says, that's when I thought they turn on each other. I definitely think it means they turn on each other, but whether it means literally rip each other apart or not, I don't know. I think they do look like they were ripped apart by monsters.
I think it's metaphorically.
Look, they're already starting to torture each other, and then people are like, "You're a monster because you tortured that guy." But you know, I mean, their society is fraying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what that means. And I'm a little confused about this massacre. So we know this massacre that Victor witnessed, where everyone was killed, but like the original was the parents killing the children, right? So I'm not really sure how that squares either.
Time shall tell.
Yep.
I know. And then we had the whole thing about the teen in yellow, but we figured that out today because of Doug, so we don't have to worry about that. I know you guys probably didn't know.
We only had to think about it if you watch the credits. It wasn't like right? Yeah. It's only for obsessives who watch.
Well, I mean, it was weird that they put teen yellow. It made it seem important, but I guess now that we know that actor or whatever is the stunt guy, it's fine.
I mean, we're splitting words here from it was a ritual, sure, but I think to me, a massacre is like a mass killing.
Yeah. Yeah, whether it's ritualistic or not, it still was a massacre of that. It was a ritual massacre, yes.
It was a ritual massacre. There you go.
There we go. All right. We will let us pick out the rest of the winners. And then we will go through the rest of the chat. And if Karen has to jump off, you can. But please, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, and hype it if you can. I guess not everybody liked it. We got 7 dislikes during this show. I guess we're too critical. But hey, it still helps the channel, whether they're likes or dislikes. So please.
I'm sorry about that people didn't like our show.
That's okay. But please do subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. That is the important part. We are almost at 2,000. We're getting really close, guys. We are at, I was going to say, what are we at? We are at 1945. We got 4 more today. So, yeah, I was going to say 15. No, 65 more till we hit 6,000 or 2,000. So please, if you haven't, please do subscribe. Okay, let's pull the names. Where the hell is my browser window? There it is. Okay. Present. Here we go. All right. If you have not entered into the contest, please type hashtag Sophia in the chat, and we will give you a chance to win a talisman. We have, let's see, we've had 2 winners tonight. So we have 3 more left of this talisman. B, you can just message it either to me or Dieter in Discord. I'll give you the link again because I don't have it pinned. It's the Sci-Fi Vision Discord. Just find either of us and message us, and we will get it to you. But B, I talked to you enough in Discord. I think we can find each other. We'll be okay. All right, here we go. Who is going to win the talisman? I want one. I might buy one. We get a 40% discount. I'm thinking I might order one too. I really want one. Westeros. Oh, now what? The Westeros won yesterday, right? Let me look.
Yeah, Westeros won yesterday.
Okay, you did win yesterday, so I am going to pull again so that everybody gets a chance because I think that's more fair. But so yeah, we'll pull again so everybody gets a chance. But you are lucky; you've won twice. So, all right.
Westeros won a membership tonight. Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. But yeah, they did win a keychain yesterday. So there, hey, and they just entered. Dirty pirate ship just entered. So there you go.
All right, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. All right. Let me write that down. I'm writing them all down so I have a list. Piratess. 2
S's.
Okay. Yes. All right. And we have, let's see, how many was there now? 3. We have 2 left.
Yeah, you have 2 left.
All right. Codex Knox. Yay, congratulations. We got a lot of people entering, so thank you guys. All right. We have 1 left, right? Yes, 1 left. And yes, you can buy one at 40% off with the link in the chat, or or the link in the description if you want to get one. Okay, last one, guys. Kimberly, yay! Congratulations. And I know I can get Kimberly, so. All right, guys, congratulations to all the winners. These ones were for the full-size talisman. The ones yesterday were for the keychains. But yeah, we will get those out to you. Just get me or Dieter your address in Discord, and we will take care of it. But thank you so much, guys, for entering. And there you go. And thank you again to Dieter and Rabbit Tree Designs as well for supplying them. All right, so let's go through the chat. If you want to jump off, Karen, that's fine.
I'm going to jump out, you guys. It's good to see everybody, but I got a lot of work to do tonight. So.
And I have to go to work tomorrow.
So all right. I will stay and go through the chat if you guys don't want to.
Yeah, you do that, Jamie. That'll be fun for everybody. But I got to go. I got stuff to do before work tomorrow morning. So bye, y'all. See you tomorrow.
Good night,
for like and subscribe.
Yes, please do that. I don't think I can. I was going to say, I don't think I can actually, the way I've gotten it, actually take off the cameras. But oh well, we'll just leave them up for now. All right. Are you going to stay a little bit, or are you heading out too? Is AJ frozen? Oh, he already left. Okay. Well, I guess it's just me. I will go through the chat. I assume you guys would like me to go through the chat. We did start a bunch of things that we jumped past before because we were waiting till we got there, and then we saved until the end. So I'll go through them. But I just want to quick updates before I forget. Don't forget that tomorrow we have God, what is wrong with me today? I don't know. We have Daredevil and Monarch and For All Mankind. for our review tomorrow at 10 Eastern. And Thursday, we have our Daredevil show at 11 Eastern and the watch party for Daredevil at 9:30. So those are our other lives this week. So make sure you join us. And don't forget to check out my interview with Harold Perrineau and the one with Julia Doyle, which are in the video tab. And there will be more coming, I think. So stay tuned. And like I said before, we also have Samantha Brown, who plays Acosta, coming next Tuesday at 8 Eastern. And I believe I'm going to be on Squawking Dead again tomorrow for a From discussion, and that'll be available soon. Okay. B had said, these were all from before. I was hoping that the theory wasn't correct. I wanted to see Man in Yellow as himself more. Maybe that is my only problem with it. Sophia seems like she'll be an interesting character. Maybe I'll come around. I think Sophia is a really interesting character. I really enjoy her. But I wanted to see more of Doug, Man in Yellow, as well. I think that the Man in Yellow, as much as we didn't know much about him, he was one of the most interesting characters on the show, if not the most interesting character that I've wanted to know stuff about for sure. But yeah, I think I think it's going to be interesting having this sort of, mole there now, which we haven't had before. So I think that is really interesting. Fletcher said, I think Julie blooped out because I already put that before. Yeah, we had said that. I don't know why some of these got started by mistake. Okay. West of Westeros said, I feel like Man in Yellow was locked up in this timeline in the tower, Boyd breaking the music box, getting Boyd to break him free, and transfer the worms to deposit in Smiley for the rebirth. Interesting. Hey, look, there's a lot in this cycle that I feel like we don't know about what it means and everything else. But the cycle goes around. So I guess it possibly happened before. Oh, I gotta fix that. Okay. Let's see. Who else? Fletcher also said a lot of these are Fletcher. AJ. Okay. Sophia from the 1931 cycle. Tabby's Lighthouse dates. Her outfit seems from the 20s or 30s. Wondering if Sophia was a townsperson in that cycle and the Man in Yellow killed her back then. That's entirely possible. I mean, I don't know. To me, her outfit isn't super clear when it could be from. Like, it could be from different times. It's not like a specifically pointed to outfit, but it definitely could be. Like I said, I think that that's why the monsters are stealing their clothes. That's my theory, that's why they're stealing people's clothes, or potentially also why the boy in white had Victor, get people's items. But I think that he has to have potentially killed them, and that he has to have an item of theirs in order to transfer back into them. And does that mean he needs his suit back if he's going to transfer back? Because I think she did exist. I think there has to be some rules. So that is my own personal thoughts on that. Fletcher said, was Sophia from Miranda's cycle? Will Victor recognize her? I don't know. That remains to be seen. We already went to that one. Okay. Man in Yellow is an older and bitter boy in white in my head. I have heard that. Some people think that. Again, none of these I can comment on what will happen or won't, but true, the crows weren't there when the Matthews family first got out of the RV. Weren't they? I remember them saying about the crows. There's the whole murder of crows, or what did it take a little bit for them to get there? I guess that's possible. Maybe that's what you mean. I'm not entirely sure, Kelly. You'll have to specify a little bit better. Team Sophia. That's great. Okay, AJ had starred these Sophia ones, which I don't need because it picked it up already. So hold on, let me unstar these. Okay. Kenny's got balls. Okay. You must have said that a few times because I had that starred. The way Man in Yellow said, you people are so fragile and they tear each other apart, felt like Man in Yellow is not human at all. Is he an entity like Pennywise? Also, what did humans do to him? Joe brother. I don't know what they did to him, but I agree. I don't think he's necessarily human. I do think he is the big bad. I've said that before. And I guess that's maybe been confirmed. I'm not 100% sure on that. Somebody was telling me that. I didn't know that the writer said that, but I think that he is the one that they made the deal with. I really do. Look, I think there's a possibility he even could be just the devil, and that's why he has these powers. I mean, I don't know, but I definitely think that he's kind of in charge of all the monsters and all that. I think he's at the top. West of Westeros said Sophie is one of the sacrificial kids. Maybe he can steal their identity since they were sacrificed to an evil entity. Maybe, but I don't think those kids ever got to that age. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess she could have been, but I don't think they ever got that old for us to know that for sure. So I would say I don't know and question that. But there has to be rules to the shape shifting. I agree. Golden Child had said, for all we know, Man in Yellow could have been one of the residents making the deal. Yes, he definitely could have been one of the original residents. But I feel like if the monsters are the original residents, why would he be different? You know what I mean? Like, he's not like the other monsters. So that's why I think he's not. But I mean, these are all theories. So these are just my personal opinions that I'm giving you. I thought that Manuel, being a shapeshifter, he's using sacrifice kids as his usual identity. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're what they would have turned into. I don't know. I just, like I said, I think from the clothes, it's the people of the town. 47, was that why Victor was counting on his finger when Sophia's car crash happened? He knows there has to be 47 people in town, and a pastor and a teenager wasn't adding up to his math. It might be, but we are at 47 now after no, this was before the crash. This was before the crash. Yeah, so this makes 48. That's interesting. I had not thought of that. We're at 48 now. Victor was alive due to some pact. I'm starting to believe now that's why they don't kill Victor down in the tunnels. He spent days waiting for Tabitha. He returned and he's still alive. Yeah, we don't know why they left Victor alive, but that's interesting. I mean, I think Victor at this point, I don't think they're going to kill Victor, but I don't know that there's no possibility. So I don't know. Bruno says, when the townspeople start to suspect Sophia, Costa will be on her side. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when people start to think something's going on, if people start to think something's going on. But that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, because Acosta's kind of against Boyd and the rest of the group right now. She called them all monsters. So we'll have to see. AlphaFold, could there be any other entities like the Man in Yellow already in the town in disguise? I don't know. And by the way, guys, I'm not looking at what you're responding to what I'm saying now because I'm the only one here, so I can't look at both parts of the chat. So I will after go through what you guys have said since then, but if you are responding to me, I can't see it yet. But could there be any other entities? I hope not, just because I've always thought like this whole, and I've said this before, but this person's Martin, this person's Man in Yellow. I think that that's too much. Like, I just don't think that's as interesting. I think that if he's been here this whole time, or somebody's been there this whole time that's pretending to be somebody that we don't know about, to introduce it now, I don't know. I don't know that would be, to me, as good of a story. So I'm just going to say I hope not. But I mean, I guess there could be. I don't know. But again, I think that the Man in Yellow is like the main entity. I think that he is not the same as the monsters, clearly. But yeah, I don't know if there's got to be some kind of more entities, but I still think he's like the leader of the entities. Doughboy said, I love this show overall, but the first episode wasn't good at all, too inconclusive, which I was hoping they would stop. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of answers yet, I guess. But like I said in my review, we will get answers this season. I can say that without telling you what they are. They will get some things confirmed. To find out for some things for sure that maybe we've been waiting to know without spoiling anything. So, yeah, on that is a positive note that you do get some things answered. I don't like how they take too long to go back to things like, where is his father and why didn't the daughter remember the vision if she's playing the game, and how can the priest feel so forced? Remember, if she's playing the game. Why didn't I don't know that there is a daughter, so I'm not sure I quite understand this comment, Doughboy. Fresh music. I don't quite understand this comment. Maybe you can clarify if you're still in the chat. Um, yeah, I don't quite understand that. I'm sorry. Code Knox says Sarah is not going to be fooled by Dofia. Is that what we're calling her? Imposter. Girl in yellow, Sophia in yellow, whatever you want to call her. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, we haven't really seen people interact with her a whole lot yet. So I guess we'll find out as the season goes on. Dieter had said maybe Sarah hears voices to warn her against Sophia, or is it Sophia who does it because she needs to touch someone to do something, or not because they get people in the nothing, in like nothing. I don't know. Again, we'll have to see. But I mean, depending on whether you or not you watch the trailers, Sarah may hear voices. We'll have to see. But excuse me, what they are, I'll have to wait to find out. I think Sarah cut Toby's tongue out so she doesn't hear his voice after death. I think the poltergeist scene at Tabby's house was Jim's spirit trying to warn about his death and the man in yellow furniture only. Okay, that was what we had talked about earlier. And I had not heard anybody mention it until AJ did. So maybe it might have been your theory, maybe even that he saw Fletcher. But that is really interesting about the yellow cabinets. And I had not on myself own noticed that. So that is really strange. And that is a good point that it could be about the man in yellow. I like that. I do wish there was just one character keeping track on a calendar, like items of how many days in between events, see if there's a pattern. I said this in season 2. Yeah. I mean, I think we keep more note of the patterns than the characters do. So, but yeah, I agree. They should be maybe keeping a little bit better track here, but yeah, I'll have to see. Why did the voices tell Sarah to kill Jade's friend? What was that purpose? I don't know. I mean, I think that opening that door, like the purpose was to kill obviously to kill Kenny's father. What Jade's friend had to do with it? Your guess is as good as mine. I do not know and do not have any idea why that is. But Jamie's in charge now. Yes, Jamie is in charge now. Will that info be on Discord? I assume you mean to the information. I'm not sure which you're asking about west of Westeros because I'm seeing this now after the fact. You gave, I think you were to give me your address just so we get the address from you for the keychain. The membership is a membership on YouTube, not on Discord. It gives you I think I don't know if it says, I believe this was for I can't go back in YouTube because you can only see it's on YouTube, not on StreamYard, but it's a level of one of the YouTube memberships for the channel that I'm adding to. I'm going to be adding some more emojis and stuff too. And I was going to try to the next From interview, maybe release a tiny bit early for people who are subscribers. So I mean, I can't like days early, but maybe a little bit early before I release to everybody else. I'll try to do it to subscribers so you get something a little extra there. But yeah, that's for YouTube. I'm wondering if we'll see Kimono Lady. We clearly got plenty of Man in Yellow in this episode, but none of Kimono Lady. I don't know. You know, I kind of feel like her story's over, but I guess you could be right. We could get her back. And that's the other thing. How is she in like the pecking order? She doesn't seem to be a normal monster. People see her, you know, Elgin sees her, Fatima sees her. She was really with Fatima, but she wasn't with Elgin. She was like more of an apparition or a vision or something. So, I don't know where she lands in it, and I don't know whether we'll see her again, but yeah, but I kind of feel like maybe she played her purpose. Is she really a mole? I'm assuming that you mean Sophia. Man and Y'all already knew all the things going on. She's more of a way for him to directly toy with the townsfolk. Okay, that is a good point. But I would ask you, how Man in Yellow knew things, like how much he knows. Does he see everything? Is he all knowing? That would be my biggest question. But I do agree with you that I think more than anything, she's going to be able to fuck with them. I would agree with that wholeheartedly, that it's going to let her do that. Maybe she comes around when a monster needs to be born. Or maybe has been born, let's say. Samuel, since the monster has been. She's a mole as she's infiltrated now into town. That's all. I don't think Man in Yellow needs a mole for knowledge. Definitely might not. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think her outfit is from 2022 when the show's currently at. I do think it looks a little old fashioned, but it also looks like more like somebody from, you know, a more, I don't want to say more religious person could wear it. That's a dumb description. But I mean, I don't know. It works with the character. I don't know that it necessarily has to be super old, but I'm guessing it is old and not brand new. And he can kill anybody he wants to kill now. So he's infiltrated. Nobody's safe. But will he, she, or is it about fucking with them like we're talking about? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely is there in the middle of it and can cause a lot of havoc. We'll have to see what he does. She does. I'm still not sure what to say. She, I guess. Do we have confirmation that he's the big bad? I don't know, Fletcher. Somebody said something last night, I think, that the writer said in the post on one of the social medias that he's the big bad, but don't quote me on that because I was going by what somebody said and I don't know for sure what the actual like article or post was. I didn't know anything about that. And you said you're split with Man in Yellow and Kimono Lady. Yeah, I don't know. That was what I thought was the case, but I wasn't sure. Doug is back. Thank you, Doug. Hello. The freaking mole theory, spare me. I think, I don't know. When I say mole, personally, I'm talking about the fact that she's in the town and can be a mole. Not that there's another mole. That's what I've been talking about. I don't think we need another mole. We have her, you, him. Girl in yellow. But yeah, oh, okay, you are talking about Donna. Yeah, yes, I don't think we have a need for that. I agree. And you say the Man in Yellow needs a mole about as much as Trump needs another fucking cheeseburger. Yeah, I don't think he needs it. And I do think that he I do want to know how all-knowing he is and if he is there to spy or is there just to screw around with them, which is very much a possibility. Sophia doesn't count as a resident. Yeah, but Kenny doesn't know that. If Kenny is counting and Kenny says there's 47 and Sophia comes in, that makes 48 in my book. Whether she's a true resident, I don't know. But I would think that Kenny doesn't know that. So, geez, we got a lot of quotes. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. How about this? I have an idea why I'm here. Since I'm still here and I'm still going, if anybody would like to join in my conversation, if you would like to, you might have somebody else's name under you, but if somebody else would like to join in the conversation with me on audio, I will put a link in the chat because I just thought to do this. I probably should do this. If you guys want to join, somebody wants to talk to me and get on the panel here, you may do so. And yeah, because otherwise I will probably run out pretty soon of things to say since I'm here alone. So I'll try to keep going. But if you guys want to talk, I think the Man in Yellow is a trickster, and I kind of feel like he was like a snake salesman with the OG residents and promised them everlasting life, but with a twist. Yeah, I think that is a distinct possibility because they clearly don't have a normal forever. They may live forever, but is it a good thing for them? Are they happy with their decision? I don't know. I wouldn't be, but then again, I wouldn't want to live forever. So, yes, Sophia counts as a resident for them, but she's not Sophia. That's the Man in Yellow infiltrated. Yes. We lost Jim, so the number is the same as it should be, or 46. That is a good point. If we find out Jim is gone, that will be 47 again. So maybe that makes sense, which I hadn't thought of. From Phil knows there's 47 current residents. All right. Let's see. The pastor was supposedly Jim's replacement in that count of 47 people. Sophia will be that replacement now. Yes. Okay. Well, either way, we're likely going to be back to 47. I do not think that Jim is suddenly going to recover, but I guess, it remains to be seen, but I kind of doubt it. Maybe it's harder for him to take out his anger on Jade or Tabby. So Jim was the pick, even though he liked him. I wonder, and I have no clue, but I kind of wonder if, because they're part of the cycle, like the reincarnated ones, if maybe he can't kill them so easy. If I mean this also seems to be like a game too. So I kind of wonder, like, I don't know. They're the main ones playing, I guess. So I just kind of wonder if, since they're reincarnated, there's other rules. Like maybe he can't kill them. But that's just my own personal thing. I have no idea. And yes, Fletcher, there is a calendar in Colony House. I keep meaning to check what that date is on the wall. I know at some point we had talked about it, but I don't remember um, what it was. Info about the upcoming Daredevil's watch party. West of Westeros, Daredevil, our watch party is at 9:30 Eastern on Thursday. And our live is at 11 Eastern on Thursday. We also usually do watch Daredevil tomorrow night after our live stream, but we don't have an exact time. It's around midnight or so. It depends how long Fandom Access goes for. But usually we, at least me and Karen, depending who else is there, but I usually put that on as well if people want to see it, since it does air tomorrow night. So if you want to see the new one, you can come around then as well. But yes, normally our show is on Thursday. And that live stream is with myself, Scarlett, who was here earlier for the Doug interview, and Jen, the teacher. And that's on Thursday. Our show tomorrow, for those of you who are new to this channel, we go over Daredevil tomorrow as well on our live stream, but it's more of a review, kind of like how this tonight was a review, where last night with Scarlett was a deep dive. Karen and AJ and I do it differently than me and Scarlett do, because they don't like to go as deep as I do. They don't like to go quite as deep as we do, and Scarlett and I like to go deeper. So yeah, so tomorrow is more the review, where Thursday will be the deep dive for Daredevil. And also, if you like Daredevil, I interviewed Isla, who plays Vanessa. That interview is up as well, if you check that out, about what had happened last week to her. Let's see. Kimberly rewatched the car crash when Sophia's hugging Tabby. It looks like she missed that hug, or was comforting, now adding what you said. I'm not sure what that was in regard to, since you guys are talking to each other. Sorry, I missed the beginning of that. Kimberly says, I'm kind of worried for Sarah, but feel like, whoop. Hello, I will add you. I know you're going to have somebody else's names, but hello, West of Westeros. Welcome. We don't usually end up taking call-ins, but since everybody's gone, I figured I would offer. Do you have anything you want to add to either what I'm talking about or to the episode in general?
Not so much just the episode in general, but it's all the teaser trailers that we saw before the season actually started. And like, I just want to know what's going to be the reason and the cause that they leave the town to go into the Scarecrow event. What's going to cause them to leave the town? Is it because something has already started and they've started dividing as a crew, as a town? Or is it because they need to go get more food? Like, I'm just very curious as to what's going to be the trigger moment that the Man in Yellow is so obsessed about when it comes to this is my favorite part of the story.
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw the trailer with that, I kind of assumed they went to get more food, but I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I I want them to do more of that place, because we only got a little bit of that last season, and I think it's, something that adds to it to be mysterious, and we know that there's something lurking there that we've seen in the trailer, for the people who've seen the trailer. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see when that is. I think we might have a little bit till that. I don't know, but
Do you think that the Scarecrow is able to cross the barrier because of what Jade did when Christy got caught in the bear trap?
I think that could be the case. I know a lot of people have said that. What I wonder is, though, why whatever it was that came to those cabins didn't kill anybody last season. Like, they heard that, but nobody got hurt, which makes me think maybe not, because wouldn't somebody have gotten hurt otherwise? So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know that was a good thing they pulled that out, but we'll have to find out when they go back, if they go back. Well, we know somebody's going to go back, I guess, there, since that's in the trailer. But yeah. Hello.
I mean, there's so many what ifs, and why did this happen and why didn't that happen because of the lack of communication. Like, why did Tabitha end up in Victor's father's hometown? Why did she not do something more when she spoke to her mom instead of just telling her, I love you? Like, there's so
Yeah.
many moments where it's like, and that's why when she came back, the town was so upset with her. Like, you did nothing. But of course, logically speaking, if she did start speaking to people about this other than Victor's father because she had the lunch pill, people would have thought she needed to be in a straitjacket.
Yes, I would agree with that. There wasn't a whole lot she could do. And that begs the question too, like how, like why did she come back? Did the town pull her back? Did Boy in Yellow pull her back? Did the Man in Yellow, or yeah, Man in Yellow pull her back? But yeah, I mean, I think she was destined to come back either way. So there probably wasn't a whole lot that she could have done. But yes, I agree with you. They would have thought she was nuts. But at least
And like,
the priest knows. Maybe we'll see him again.
and notice we've stopped seeing them see their counterpart visions. Like, Boyd stopped seeing the priest. We haven't seen him see the priest in a minute. What was it, Jade? The last time he saw, what was the gentleman's name that was the original Jade?
Oh, Christopher, you mean? Or you mean the
Christopher?
bar? Yeah, he saw the
The
bartender, he saw Christopher, and he saw the soldier. I forget. I'm trying to think
Right,
what
so all
else.
these characters that kind of come only to steer the plot line, that I guess is what Man in Yellow is after. But this is my kicker. What triggers every timeline for the Man in Yellow to make his appearance? And that's where I came up with the guy that was chained up, the Marine guy, was that maybe
Art.
a shapeshifter and he needed Boyd to do something like take the worm to give it to Smiley, for Smiley to then in turn die to be reborn.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wonder like how much of it is the cycle, because I agree with you, but I'm also thinking like some part of the cycle has to be different, right? Because otherwise they're not going to ever have something go differently. And I feel like if the same thing happens again and they all die in the massacre, then we don't have a TV show. So something has to be a little different somewhere there. But yeah, I don't know what starts the cycle. That's why I wondered like if it had something to do with Victor counting. Like he thinks it's coming. I mean, I get the opinion that he's been paying attention to everything that's changing, but I don't know. We'll have
And
to.
like the whole time traveling when Ethan, was it when Nathan and Boyd and Donna were in the trailer, right? And they heard the thumping from underneath the trailer that was tipped over,
Nathan
but
and
it was
you mean in 209? I'm trying to think of what you mean. Like the
well
clip
when
that
it,
they showed Julie in the preview?
no, this is like season 2, I believe, or yeah, season 2. When is it Nathan his name, the guy with the scar on his face now?
Oh, Randall. I was gonna say Nathan was dead
Sorry,
in season 2. Randall. Yeah.
Randall. My bad. It's late.
That's okay.
Randall, Donna, and Boyd were in that trailer, and they heard the thumping from underneath the trailer. But it was coming from
Yeah,
under, and there was nothing under that a creature could come out.
yeah, that I don't know.
So
And what are you saying? Is that those things? Is that what you're asking?
no, I'm thinking like maybe this is like one of those like it's like certain mystery box shows we see things that don't make sense, and then as we get to the later portion of the series, they start doing flashbacks, which they just did with Julie and the Man in Yellow and her coming to see her dad. Like
Hmm.
there's certain moments throughout all the seasons that's like we never got an answer for that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that
Well,
being one of them.
yeah, and I think the fact that Julie's story walks is interesting because they can go back to things and maybe give answers. Because you think about like the rope, right?
Hmm.
I for so long people were like, "How did he get the rope? How did he get the rope?" And then we suddenly find out it was Julie. So, yeah, I don't know what the thumping was, but maybe we'll at some point find out. That would be cool. Yeah, I don't know, but
And
I had
like being
forgotten
that
about.
this series being such a mystery box and also very mythical, like there's magic things, there's things that don't make sense, like why do we have electricity, why do we have uh, vegetables that grow, and like all these different variables. Like what I don't grasp is why are they not like questioning these things? Nobody's
Yeah,
questioning it. They're just like, oh, our vegetables grow in our soil, but now it stopped working. But luckily, Jim and Kenny found more vegetables. We're in good shape.
well, to be fair, a goat walked out of the woods and they had a goat. So I don't know. But you're right. Some of
Yeah.
those things maybe they should be questioning. But But yeah, I mean, either way, we know they're going to go back there at some point from the trailer. So that'll
I
happen at
just
some point. We'll find
I
out.
know I keep making up these like most ridiculous ending scenarios, but I still keep picturing that Boyd's gonna end up killing everybody and fulfill Abby's destiny, and that's gonna be what triggers him to for the town to be cursed lifted, and he's gonna find his boat and he's gonna sail away, and then he's gonna end up right back in Fromville, thinking he got away because he's gonna see the lighthouse, and it's just gonna be a credit scene, and all that you hear is "Oh fuck."
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, he still has the boat key, right? So maybe the boat will make an appearance. I don't know. That would be funny though. I don't know. Um, I was looking to see some of the stuff in the chat. Fletcher had said we have 9 dates on Tabby's Lighthouse Vision. So is this the 10th cycle? Will the curses be done at the 12th cycle? Because the answer is 12. I hope we don't go through more cycles, or that means everybody's dead, right? I sure hope not.
Well, if they were really smart, they would not end this series with anything that makes sense because then you can just make spin-offs of different timelines.
You could.
You could just go back in time to like 1500s because all those dates that are in the cave that Tabitha sees, I'm sorry, the lighthouse.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely could have a spin-off for that. I mean, I kind of hope they do because I want there to be more from, but I mean, they haven't mentioned anything like that, but it's definitely that possibility. But I don't know, excuse me. I still want to see a happy ending, you know. Not that I
Yeah,
mean, we might not. It would be nice.
they had a happy ending in Marvel's Endgame, but then we found out that they can go into other multiverses and the story continues.
Okay, that's true. But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just kind of, I'm kind of on both sides. Like, I hate that they're going to end it, but at the same time, I'm glad that they're going to end it because it gets the ending it was supposed to get. So,
What's your ideal ending?
um, I don't know. I mean, I would like them all to get away and not to end with them all stuck in the town, I guess would be my ideal ending. But I think there's a possibility that this isn't real. I'm still kind of on that boat. Like, this is a story or this is a game, or I don't know that I really want it to go there, but at the same time, I could see it going there. So I guess it really depends what the truth is of what's going on. But I just don't want it to end with them all stuck in the town. That to me would be crappy. Or to end that they're like dreaming would be crappy. But I guess being a story is kind of the same thing. So I don't know.
True. But my theory with people who want like majority to survive, I just keep picturing reality of when you get back to reality, how are any of these people, what's that there's a TV series about the plane that disappeared for like
Lost.
14, huh?
Yeah, lost.
No, that was the island, but there was one where it's like they're flying what felt like for an hour and then they land back at the airport, but
Manifest.
manifest like that would like when you get off of that plane, how do you get back to life normally?
Yeah, you
How do,
probably
how
don't.
how does anybody who comes out from with all the things that they've seen and had to endure and all the losses that they've had ever go
You're
back to
right.
life? And
Yeah, you're
that's what I
right. They might
see.
all be in a mental hospital for the rest of their lives. No, I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. That is a very good question. I hadn't really thought about, but yeah.
Because
And I
that's
mean,
my
like,
all
what about
that's I was gonna say
like?
that's my other alternate ending is Boyd is gonna like come to and he was the one that was like psychopath the whole time. He was visioning this. And he's gonna wake up in a straitjacket. The end.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be an ending too. But I have to wonder too. Like, what about Victor? Like, could he even? Like, I don't know that he would even know how to survive out of this place because he was like a kid when he got there. So
If
I
Victor
question,
survives and his father doesn't, yeah, he's screwed.
yeah, that would
Because
stink.
he's not gonna have a caretaker. He's gonna
Yeah.
need a caretaker in this new world of reality he's not been a part of for what, 50 years?
Well, hopefully he has Tabitha. I mean, she's kind of his mother, not really, but kind of, I guess, a little bit. I don't know. That's the way I'm a little bit looking at it. She was his mother at one point. I don't know how you want to, say that, but maybe. Um,
There was someone that brought this up in Jeremy Ice and Fire's video one time a couple weeks ago. Is how is it, and this is way off the wall, how is it that this town just kind of magically is? It doesn't exist, but it does, right? So people just kind of wind up here. How is it that we only have people on the US continent that end up there? Why don't we have people that randomly magically end up from Japan or from all the other
Yeah.
countries? It's all strictly America, except obviously Kenny's parents, but they were immigrants to America, I'm assuming. I don't know their backstory.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but I do know that in another country, the title of it is origin rather than from. So
Oh,
some
really?
people yeah, so some people think that that might have to do with, why where the people are from, like maybe that's important. I don't know that it is, but I mean, I've heard that theory. But yeah, I don't know what country it is, but somewhere it translates to origin, which technically from, if you think about it, does mean origin, so it makes sense.
Literally.
Uh, yeah, but I don't know. I actually think origin, to be honest, would have been a better name, but but
Yeah,
yeah,
but although we wouldn't have Originville, that wouldn't sound as good as from.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Come
Um,
online and be like, welcome, hey, good morning, originally, instead of
yeah,
fromly, it'd be originally.
yes, yes.
But I was hoping at the end of towards the end of season 3, just because we hadn't had any trailers yet, like there would be a one-off, just a one-off of a fucking plane that somehow lands there, emergency lands there. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
And
there
maybe
could
not
be a
even like an actual like big one, but like a prop plane. 2 people on
yeah,
a little mission, and they run out of gas, and then they land on the road where the tree is, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And
yeah.
then
I
someone
kind
says, "Let's fix the plane."
I kind of feel though, like even if that happened, I think that even if they go in the air, they'll still end up in a circle. Like I
But
don't
it'd be
think that
really
they could.
cool to see Fromville from an altitude. They try to do that with the drone.
Yeah,
Like that was my
yeah.
biggest hype when the drone came into play. I was like, screw the antenna. It's just that's got things got a camera on it. Let's figure out what we can record from up top and get us a lay of the land and then bring it back down. But what would they connect it to watch it on? I
They
don't know.
never. Yeah, that's true. Well, some of them have something on it to watch, but yeah, you probably would need something, and their phones don't work. I don't know, but I agree. I think that'd be really cool to see up above. Like I still have said, and I know you're new to the channel, so you may not have heard me say this, but I've said this a couple times. I still think they should take one of the cars that actually doesn't have slash tires, and like when it's early in the day, go out. I guess you can't though drive through the forest. I say drive through the forest, but I guess you really can't drive through the forest. There's trees. But I would like to see people try to get further and see like if there is a way to get out a different direction, because I feel like they've only gone, so far when it comes to the other direction, and we don't know where the barrier is, I guess. But
Well, since
yeah,
I am new to this channel, there's a lot of questions I have on your view because I've got all of Jeremy Eisenfire's view. We all know PM's views on certain things. Like, uh, what's your view on Victor's sister? Living, dead, hiding somewhere back in the real world?
um,
Eloise?
yeah, no, I think that we'll see something of her just because Victor made a point of he doesn't know if he found her body. So I feel like they wouldn't have brought that up if we weren't going to see her at some point. But
Mm-hmm.
where do I think she is? I think it's very possible that she did get out of the town and that she's somebody else. I had agreed when other people had said that like maybe she's one of the other characters and doesn't know it. But yeah, I think she could be alive. I think there's going to be something with her, but what, I don't know.
Because
But
there's a lot
yeah,
of me that thought during like the seasons of, well, if she would be alive, she would be older by a little bit, right? If I remember right.
yeah, she would
Or like,
be almost Victor's age, I think. They were pretty close in age, maybe.
so
I
so
mean,
then
at
I
least
think
as
about
adults, close in age.
right. So then I think about all the characters that we have actually seen and have come to the town, and even with the monsters, I'm like, who seems like they're that age? And probably she was like up an important role for the story. And Victor plays maybe a very important role. We just don't know it yet because his memory's shot because he's messed up in the
Mhm.
head from all the trauma. Like the random, most random character that I don't quite understand why they exist is the pink kimono lady, and she seems age appropriate.
Yeah.
So, would
She
she have been
could
taken in and turned into, and she's out here now playing into the Man in Yellow's game?
be. Yeah.
'Cause
I
she's the
don't
only
know.
one that doesn't look like a human human. Her face looks like the Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know where she fits in because I definitely think the man in yellow is like the big bad, but where does she fit in? I don't know. That is a good
And some
question.
people were
I
saying that they think that Man in Yellow is not like the big boss, but I think I'm agreeing with you when you mentioned earlier, like I think he encompasses the devil, and this is just him playing a game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my thought before, especially because the whole they made a deal. And that's why I think he's the one they made the deal with. I don't know if he's
Mhm.
the literal devil or not, but I do think they made the deal with him. I thought that since she said that last season, so I don't know. But hopefully some of these we'll find out the answers to before the end of the season, right? Won't have to wait clear till season 5, I guess, we hope. Um, but at least we
Yeah,
will get some answers. It's better. Some answers are
and
better than nothing. If they're not the ones we
that's
want, we don't know.
true. But then, like,
Yeah.
why did Tabitha being thrown out of the tower end up putting her back into the real world? So, like, why hasn't anybody like maybe thought about making a parachute of some sort and jumping out of the tower, getting back to the tower? Because there's obviously something important about that tower. We've only seen it what, a handful of times, two, three
Yeah.
times.
I thought before that nobody knew how to get to the tower. Like Boyd and Sarah saw it, but I don't nobody ever tried to go back. Like up until the point they saw it, I was thinking, like, if you ignore that fact, I would say nobody knows how to get there except going through the tree, and they're scared to go through the tree. But they did see it. So the lighthouse. So yeah, again, this is why I think they need to venture out past where they've been to see where else they can go. But
Hmm.
unless if they had a car with enough gas, they could take it and then like stay in the car. But again, how do you drive through trees? You really can't. And they need to have a place to stay to make sure that they
Well, hold up. Well, now
tell.
that you mention it, though, here's the thing with it. What you're saying could make sense is how is it that after all this time, Victor's the only one that knows where all those cars are parked out in the middle of nowhere, and how did he get all those cars out there in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah,
That
I don't
means
know
they
because
haven't.
he was a kid too. I wonder if that's a mistake though, because you have to wonder like he's a little kid. How did he would have had to drive them there, right? Because he said that he put them there so he didn't have to look at them. Like, how did he get them
And he
there?
said, and he said it goes on forever. He's like, it
Yeah.
goes over that hill. There's more and more cars. So, like, first of all, how's nobody else found that except Victor when Victor took Jade out there? So that means they're not venturing out anywhere. And I'm gonna not lie to you, by like, see, in just like the season 3 part where they killed Smiley. At that point,
Mhm.
I would have already been mentally gone. I would have been lost my mind, and I wouldn't even before probably what's his name? Dale went into the tree, that would have been the first thing I would have tried. I don't care if I'm going to fall from the sky potentially. I don't care if I might end up in the pool. I'm like, if I have to endure this one more day, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, knowing that she left through a tree, I agree with you. You would think somebody else would try it, even with what happened to him, because how great of a life do they have, right? I mean, they're there terrified every day. I agree with you, but I think they all know. I take it though, they know the cars are there. I think they know they're there, or at least some of the people do. I think they're just not, they don't think they can use them. I just keep feeling like I wish they would venture out and go further, but they have to be able to come back someplace so they don't, with a talisman. That's the problem. But now that they know where the cabins are, I wish they would at least like go to the cabin and then stay overnight and then early in the morning leave from there to see, and make sure they have enough time to come back, but see how far they can get because they found the cabins. What if there's like another settlement or another building or something that could get them further? I don't know. They don't try enough, I feel like sometimes.
And it's the lack of communication.
It is. Well, at least now they're finally telling some people things, because Boyd told them about Smiley at least, so that's something, I guess.
Well, I
Um,
mean, what else? What other choice did he have? Because they literally watched Fatima give birth to a baby that turned
yeah,
into a human real fast.
yeah,
And what
no,
really
yeah,
else or tripped me out was how synchronized they were in the sense of they knew when the baby was going to be born. They were all down there in the cave in a circle as if it was a ceremony. So like there's so much coincidence about how they operate in their realm in the caves.
yeah,
So
yeah,
someone mentioned in your chat yesterday, I think possibly that the monsters are actually not being controlled by the man in yellow, and there could be a clash there too. I kind of feel that too because they seem like they have their own system going on.
Yeah, I don't know. You could be right. Maybe they're fighting against each other in some way and we don't know. I don't know. I just always, for whatever reason, thought he was, like I said, the big bad, but that was just what I thought from the beginning. I don't know that I'm right, you know. Um, but yeah, we don't see them interacting, so it's hard to tell, you know. Um,
Maybe later on in season 5 we'll get more of that.
yeah, maybe. Um,
Um, but I can't see the chat at all, so I have nothing to reference. If
no,
people
no,
are saying
that's why I was going to pull some of these things up. Fletcher said, I think the ending is the main characters waking up in a room with wires connected to their brain with Abby, Jim, and Cautry on the other side waking them up. Yeah, maybe this is the Matrix. I've heard those kind of things. I don't know that I want it to be like all a dream, but I don't know. I really don't know how I want it to end. I just don't want it to end like really badly, like they're all dead
like
or
like
all
any
can't
other
get
movie
out.
would end.
Yeah, pretty much. The truth is, even like with Lost, like there's going to be a lot of people that are disappointed with how it ends, no matter how it ends, just because not everybody's going to agree. So it's hard to tell. And there's so people are so invested in this. Um,
I keep
yeah,
trying to
I
get
don't.
into it, and I'm probably going to get judged in the chat, but I've tried to start Lost several times, but then every time I finally get the gumption to start it, I realize, oh shit, a Game of Thrones is about to start. And then I just stop.
Yeah, I haven't watched that Game of Thrones, so I know obviously from your username you like it, but I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I'm watching the new the Dunk and Egg one.
That
I
one's cute.
watched the Yeah, but I didn't watch the original. I tried watching the spinoff because Matt Smith was in it, but it just was so violent. I just couldn't. It wasn't really my thing. It's not really my type of show. But both Karen and AJ like it a lot.
That's not my kind
So
of show, but watching someone get gutted from the
okay,
inside.
okay, that's fair. No, the truth is, and you haven't heard this because you haven't been on the show before. I am actually not usually a horror person. I don't like a lot of horror. I will not watch torture porn. And I don't like something that's super, super gory usually. I like I think, because it's got the puzzle box element and because it's like more a supernatural horror, sci-fi type horror. So I don't like mind as much, I guess. It's not as scary to me a lot of times because it's not like a slasher type of thing. Or, yeah, I don't know. I'm usually not a horror person. So I love this, but
No, I
yeah, I
get
don't
it.
know. I do like that new show, though. I'm wondering if we're going to have time. We're doing so many lives now. I don't know if we're going to have time to cover it. But that new Widow's Bay, I think that people may like that. But it's not the same as From, but I don't know. It's got like a comedy element to it, too. So, but that's kind of, I don't know, in this vein a little bit. That's coming out soon. Let's see. Pull up a couple more. B says, I wonder how many is the most time someone drove in a circle with the car, and why didn't Jim hop in a car and just drive around in circles since he was so convinced it was some kind of experiment? Yeah, well, that's a good point, but I think he knew it wouldn't work. Maybe, I don't know. That is a good point, B, though. Nobody tries anything. That's why I was saying earlier, like Boy's very proactive, like wanting to kill these people. I don't mean that nobody wants to leave. It's just most people care more about surviving. They're not trying things. And I really wish they would. I think it could be more interesting if people were trying to do things,
And unfortunately, the people who have tried have now either lost something important to them, like Tabitha,
Yeah.
she ended up under the house.
Yeah.
Jim tried to do the radio, and now he's possibly dead.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You never know.
Because I think also this show does not give us information. If they give us information, I think it's something to deter us from what we are not thinking about. So for instance, with the whole this could be a military experiment, which was Jim's idea, which is why I absolutely think that there is no scientific idea, there's no matrix, but they wanted us to think that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they gave us, I don't think like they're giving us the answers that are going to be like the main answer. You know what I mean? So I would agree with that, but they have said, I mean, the producers have said that the answer is in the beginning, just like Victor said, but I don't know what that necessarily means. So, but maybe we've had it all along. Who knows? This was in regards to what we were saying before about Tabitha not doing anything. At least we know Henry told a detective he was investigating 20 years ago. That detective died. They disappeared 4 years ago, so maybe the detective found something. Will we ever find any of that out, though? Fletcher would be my question with that. Will
We're
we
talking
ever
about the
hear
guy that Victor
that
took his car.
No, I think he means Henry. That it was something about the person who was investigating that case back then had died, I think, like looking for Victor or something. I can't remember. It was in the
Oh,
episode
yeah, yeah.
when she went to see Henry, when she visited his house. It was in that episode. Wasn't the melody Jade played the reason that summoned the man in yellow? I mean, that was a hell of a song that made sure Jade can play like he was waiting for it. That is a distinct possibility. I don't think we really know, but I think it's to do with either the knowledge that they found out, or it was literally the music, because it makes sense. It could be, since he killed Jim over whatever the knowledge was.
Right. I was say because Jim was the one that figured out that the numbers were music notes.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's poltergeist action as an unseen something that moves the items around going on. The house was smashed in. There's the tent moving, the knocking the books and cupboards. I hadn't thought about the tent being poltergeist activity. That is actually
I
interesting.
forgot about that with
Yeah,
Victor.
I hadn't thought about it. Yeah. Yeah. When they were in Boyd and Sarah. Crap. I unstarred it. Now I can't get it off.
I was talking to Jeremy and PM about that concept of the paranormal activity because I brought up a question that's pretty sad to ask, but would you rather be alive in From, or would you rather go ahead and die? But if you die, does that mean you're stuck in From forever?
Yeah, that's the big question. If you're going to be stuck there forever dead, then no. Then I'd say no, but otherwise I'd say yeah, I'd rather be dead than have to live there and deal with that, I think. I would
And then if
not
you're
be a
dead,
person.
then the poltergeist activity makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I would not handle it well at all. I think I would have a mental breakdown really early on. I would not be a good person for that.
Yeah, the first time I saw one tapping at the window, that would have been it for me. I would have had
Yeah,
sleepless nights. I probably wouldn't eat anymore.
yeah, you end up dead anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey, we have, at least we're going to get some answers, and we don't have to wait forever, at least now, until we get through these 10, and then we'll have to wait forever again. So that's something, right? At least we get 10 of them.
Also, cause I'm using my phone right now. My laptop is not working at the moment. If you can pull up, I mean, I don't know if you can share it on the screen too, but like if you go to like Google or whatever and look at the names of these episodes, unless you probably already have them handy,
I
they
don't
get
have
pretty scary. They
Yeah.
get pretty scary, the titles.
Yeah, I have not. I've talked about it a little bit, but I never ended up making a video on it, and I probably should have, but I've been kind of hesitant to say certain things because I don't know, because I know you're new to the channel. I don't know if you know this. I've seen 8 episodes because I reviewed it, so I've had screeners. So I have to sometimes.
You've already seen 8 episodes of this season?
Yes, yes. So sometimes I'm hesitant.
Talking to someone who has some answers. This sucks.
Yeah.
You're acting like someone from right now.
No, listen, I take very thorough notes after each episode when I watch it, so I know like what theories I had at what point, so I don't spoil anything because I'm used to doing that. But some things
so
are
cool, though.
further advanced. It's hard for me to talk about without like being worried I'm going to spoil it. But yes, I've seen the episode titles. I don't know though. I'll be honest. I don't know that a lot of times the episode titles necessarily give anything important away. I don't necessarily think from the other seasons they did, but I never
I'm not
really
saying important. I'm saying the suspense of the title feels like that episode is going to be intense.
Yes, that's true. I'm trying to see what of myths and monsters. Yeah. Yeah,
I
I don't know.
think
The
it's
only
like episode 6, 7, or 8, I believe. One of them is like a lullaby or something that we said to kids.
3 is Merrily We Go. I think I know that's not from Row Row You Boat, but that's what it makes me think of. Heavy is the head, the calm before. If a tree falls in a forest, I don't see one that's
that
like
one especially got me. Does the tree
tree
was it?
falls
The tree falls in a forest.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that makes me
oh,
think. I mean, I can say for sure what I think of those last two because I haven't seen them, but I assume that they're gonna try to top down at one of the trees, and I kind of hope not. That might be bad, right? That could be very, very bad. Yeah, I assume it has something to do with the faraway tree. Maybe it's to do with how the tree gets in the middle of the road, though. Like maybe it's not anything to do with the faraway trees. Maybe it's to do with that would be interesting.
well, my theory was the whole concept behind if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, did it actually make a noise? Right?
Mhm.
Isn't that the whole theory behind
Yeah,
that?
that's the
So
whole thing.
is, is someone gonna be just far away from the town and get murdered and no one's gonna know about it, kind of like Jem at the moment, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
a major character.
I like that. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. I don't know. I just assume like maybe they chopped down a tree or one of the faraway trees because of the whole thing of the boy in white telling Victor not to. Um
Or the man in yellow, supposedly somehow they find a way, like Smiley, to take him out, and there was only one person out there in the woods that did it, and then he comes back and says, "I did it, guys," and everybody's gonna believe him. But then, like, did it really happen?
yeah.
Because
No,
it's the man in yellow.
yeah, well, it's hard to know what the man in yellow is going to do.
So
That
real
that
fast, without giving me any information, when you got to watch those episodes, did you get to watch them back to back, or did you have to wait like a day or a week between, or how did that work for you?
we got the first four, then we got wait, I'm trying to think. I think we got the first four, then the next two, I think. And then the last two, 7 and 8. Not I don't have the last two after that. Yeah, I
But
think
you
it was
didn't have
4
to
and
like
then
wait days for like a few of them. You got like a
no,
bulk and
we
then
got
a
them in chunks.
batch.
We got them in chunks. Yeah. Yeah, we got them in chunks.
That's
Um,
the thing with the show. Like, I have friends that I introduced to this show, and they got to watch. They were adamant that I'm not. It's not my kind of show, and I was like, just watch the first episode. Come on, and they did like a month ago. They binged
yeah,
all three
I think
seasons in a month.
yeah, I feel like if you're gonna like this show, you'll know after the first episode. It like really, if you like it, I think you'll like it. You know what I mean? Like it really draws you in. But yes, this is definitely a bingeable show. That's why I tell everybody because I know Karen and AJ, they're like, I don't think you should watch it. They tell me to wait, but I really can't because I do the interviews, so I kind of have to watch them to be able to do the interviews. But um, I don't know. I
You're a
also
better
have no.
person than me. I would have no
Yeah,
filter. I would accidentally slip up and say something.
well, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've gotten used to
Okay.
it. But yeah, I have no willpower. I can't wait. When I get them, like I watch them as soon as I get them. Like I had a problem getting the screeners to work the first day, and I actually had to wait a day, and I was like going nuts. I wanted it fixed because I'm like, I can't really, complain because I'm lucky I'm getting it, but I had to wait this time like a day longer to get it because it wasn't working. But yeah, as soon as I get them, I sit down and I watch it and I don't quit until I've gone through what's there. Which kind of sucks in a way because then I have longer to wait. Like you guys only have a week, like I have like weeks that I have to wait to find out what happens. But yeah,
Are
I
you
have no.
impressed based off? Are you impressed based off what you now, where you know currently, and the theories that you've come across in the better half of since this first episode dropped? When did you get the first 8 episodes? What time frame was that? Like a week
Um,
before, a month before the
no,
first
we got,
episode?
the first four was weeks ago. I don't
Okay.
remember exactly when. I'd have to look it up. It was weeks ago. The 7 and 8 was last week. So
So have
it
you been
wasn't that.
thoroughly impressed with a lot of the theories that we've all been bouncing around forever, but like the current ones that are bouncing around? Are you thoroughly impressed?
I'm always impressed with the theories because I feel like people think of things I never would have thought of. And I never would have thought. I've seen people, and I don't remember for sure if it was Fletcher or Dieter. I can't remember for sure. But somebody had said that they thought Man and Yell was Sophia. And this is before the trailer came out with that image, right? Well, you can't see the image if you're on your phone, probably. But
Oh, I can see Sophia's smiley face right now.
had said that the Man and Yell was Sophia before that image came out. And I was like, how the hell did you figure that out? But I couldn't say that because I was super surprised. Now, granted, I had not seen this. I had not seen any trailer when I watched the first four, so I didn't have a reason to suspect it. But yeah, I was really impressed with people that figured that out. Yes, Fletcher, that's the problem, and that's why I have not made breakdown videos
Can you
yet.
put the question on the whatever on the screen because I
Oh
can't see
yeah,
the comment.
no,
Thank
he's
you.
just saying it's not easy to break down early episodes. that's why I did not do the one on the second trailer. When I saw the first trailer and I did the breakdown on the first trailer, I had not seen anything yet after the first trailer, right? Yeah. When I put the video out, that must have been around the time I got it, because I feel like when I did the video, I hadn't seen any. But that's why I didn't do a breakdown on this second trailer, because it was like, how do I not talk about her evil look? Because if I ignore it, then people are going to wonder why I ignored it, that it means something. But if I can't talk about it, so it's hard to do that. Like the episode breakdowns I can do, because like I said, I took notes for each episode. But like some theories far in advance, it's hard for me to talk about, just because I got to be really, really careful.
Well, I won't do to you what I won't do
leaks.
to you what I did to Doug earlier today, because it like you said, you had the episodes, you couldn't watch it. I have someone here who's seen it, and I can't be that person and poke. But with Doug, since he's an actor, I think he's also professionally trained, so I knew he wasn't going to give anything up. But I don't know if you clocked that question where I was like, so like tell me, like, who offset when you're taking between takes, like who's the jokester and who's the one that stays in character. My hopes was he was going to start divulging characters that like he hung out with between takes, and I'm like, okay, so he has a scene with that guy. Okay, he has a scene with that guy. That's what I was hoping to get out of him.
No, you won't get anything. You won't get, and you won't get anything from me, because
I'm not going to.
No, I know, but people asked me last year trying to get it, and I do not like leaks. I'm just as pissed as everybody else. People leaked it when they did, because I feel like we're lucky to get it, and I do not want to ruin it for anybody. So I will not. I am always very, very careful, and that's why sometimes when people are talking about things, I don't even give an opinion, because I feel like if I have an opinion, sometimes it's going to give something away. Then I just don't tell you what I think. So
Yeah, so like if I was in your field of work as well, I find myself seeing your side of the thing. So like for me, I also enjoy the fact that I am doing what everybody else is doing, which is the patiently waiting per week, the excitement that builds up, and then of course the theories with having no idea what's to come. So no, I respect that.
No, thanks. Yeah, but that's why I started, because I didn't do any. I started live streams with From. I mean, not really. I mean, we had Fandom Access, our weekly review show, but doing deep dives I hadn't started for From. So that's where I learned really quick that I really had to take notes about when my theories were, when they came from, because otherwise you can't do it. But
yeah, I noticed
hadn't.
you very much so resort when you're on live chat and doing these. Like the last 2 days, and I've only seen you twice. Is you're paying attention to your notes, like you're staying on dialogue with what everybody already knows and nothing more. now that I see that you have already got this in knowledge in you, now I'm paying attention to, oh, that's what she was doing. She was trying to stay on track and not go anywhere.
I'm very, very careful. And if I have a theory, it may turn out to be true. It may turn out not to be true, but it was a theory I had after I watched that specific episode. You know what I mean? So that way it is truly was my theory. Is it still my theory? Maybe, maybe not, but that's how I've done it, and that's how I've had to do it. I mean, you can't do anything else, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But
so would that probably mean, and I don't know if it's just like maybe you and handfuls, but like would you think or have any knowledge that like the other YouTube streamers like Jeremy and like Julie B, what's her, Julie Deep B Deep, like all these other streamers that you guys are like doing the same kind of thing, like do you all have that same access, or do you have like a special connection? Like how did you first of all get Doug to start coming to y'all's
I am a journalist. I just started live streaming, doing this, like I said, this kind of thing, other than our review show recently, but I've been a journalist for 20 years. So the main part of this is scifivision.com. I mean, that's my website. That's where everything comes from. I get the interviews through there, and that's why I get the screeners. It's not because I'm a streamer. There are streamers that get them, but I don't know who they give them to. Sometimes I think I shouldn't have said that I've seen them. Sometimes I wish I hadn't, but I had already said it, and I have to write the review. So it's like, if people see the review published, I can't say I didn't see it because I wrote a review on it.
And also people are going to start dissecting every word you say as if it's an episode of From.
Yes, that's why I said yesterday when I was talking, I keep saying they instead of he for some reason when I'm talking about the man in yellow. And I don't know if it's because I'm thinking about the monsters as I'm saying it, but that's what I said. Like, I don't want people to think I made a mistake when I said that. Like, I just keep saying it.
I
Like, I'm
remember
not
that.
accidentally giving something away. I want people to know that. I just keep
I
saying
didn't think
they.
you were doing anything like that. I thought you were associating, because like I'm
No,
not even gonna lie to you. When you said they, I was picturing Man in Yellow and Sophia as one. So that would be a
that's
they.
true. That's true. No, I kept saying it. And sometimes when I say it, I just want people to know, that wasn't like I accidentally revealed something. I just keep saying that. But yeah, I'm just real careful. But yeah, some
That's
streamers
really
get
cool
them,
though.
some streamers don't. I think some people say they don't get them and they do, but I have no proof of that and it's not my business. So yeah. But yeah, everything I get is because of my website. I know a lot of people that stream think that they should get some of the stuff, and I can't control. I mean, it's all because I've done it through the website. So this streaming is relatively new.
I just
So
find it really cool that Jade made a little short video for Jeremy. You and Jeremy seem to have, and Julie B, all y'all seem to get Doug to pop into y'all's lives throughout y'all's lives. Like that's really cool.
yeah, it's
Like to be
fun.
able to
We had
capture an actor.
Yeah, if you go back in the playlist we had last season almost everybody except for Harold on the show on live
Oh
streams.
wow.
We can't this season it's different. We're not getting as many. So no, it's not AJ Doc. This is what is it? West Westeros? West of
West
Westeros?
to Westeros.
Westeros. Okay. I just said people could call in if they wanted. If you want Doc, I can give you the link too. They had to leave, so I was letting somebody else talk before I
Yeah,
hung up.
somebody else come in. Somebody else come
Yeah,
join because I would love to hear theories because I can go on forever with all the things that I've thought and what things that I remember. Now every episode you get a little bit more, and I just I feel like I need to rewatch the series again.
yeah. There, I pasted it in there. Yeah, you got to watch it a lot. This show, you watch it many times. Oh, you're in bed. Okay, well then don't get up, Doc. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, streaming world is different. I am very new to doing these kind of things. We had Fandom Access, which was our review show. We've had for since the middle of Lost, whenever that was, so long time. But other than that, I hadn't done any live streaming. So everything that I've done is because of the interviews and everything else. But yeah, we had almost everybody on, but this year has been different, I think, because the show's more popular. So we have a couple guests coming, but not like we did last time, unfortunately. I
That's
would
really
like to
cool.
get everybody, but we're trying. That's all I can say is I'm still trying to get everybody. We'll see how it goes, but yeah.
And I also didn't appreciate that the trailer for episode 2 was so minimal, like so minimal of like moments of glimpses of whatever they're gonna show us. I'm like, I got nothing to go off of this.
Mhm. I
Nothing.
actually haven't even seen the trailer because I don't like need to watch it, so I don't always remember to. And I know it came out last night. I haven't seen it yet. I do need to look and
It's
check it
just
out.
it's just the same old facial expressions looking off into the distance, and all you got to go off of is where do you think they're standing in the town? Like that's all you really get. And the facial expression, are they sad? Are they mad? Are they shocked?
Yeah.
And then what was it? The bag of the potential dead animal, which I really hope isn't the dog, because I really like that dog.
Yeah.
And
I get upset when they kill animals, no matter
yeah,
what it
me
is.
too.
When they kill
And
animals on shows.
especially since there was a moment in the trailer for the second episode is it looks like they're trying to pull Ethan away. And of course, eventually we're going to see a dead animal. So I'm just hoping it's not whatever his sheep, ram, lamb. What kind of animal was
You
it?
mean
Like
Alma? Are you thinking of
Elma.
Alma?
I'm
Okay.
hoping it's not that because like, what if that's the catalyst for Ethan to make him like for the future, like if Anakin Skywalker turn into the man in yellow, like they killed my Elma.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I get upset when it's an animal, if it's an animal, no matter what. Why did that say recording for a second? That was weird. My little
Maybe
recording button. I
maybe
don't know.
maybe a crow or two won't hurt my feelings.
I don't know what to say. Just waiting for Jamie to talk about that. Why does this say recording? Why do I keep getting AJ has not come? Oh, it's because it's uploading. Oh, it's uploading your video. That's why. It's uploading your video to the server. I couldn't figure out why it was blinking at me.
Yeah,
What
your link took me to a streamyard.com, and that's why I can't see the comments. So I'm like, I see
yeah,
your
yeah.
your YouTube screen, and I see me in a smaller screen, but I don't see anything else.
No, I get that. Yeah, that's because you're trying to do both ones. Waiting for me to talk about Julie comment B. What Julie comment? I'm not sure what you mean. And do you mean, I don't know if you mean Julie in the show or Julie. So I don't know what you mean, Fletcher. I assume you mean Julie in the show, but I don't know. I did not see your meme yet, Dieter. I will have to look, but I've been on the stream since 8 o'clock pretty much. So I haven't had a chance.
Yeah, I'm showing that you've been on for 3 hours and 13 minutes, but before
Yeah,
that
but
you
we
were
had
on with Doug.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't usually go this long. I'm about out pretty soon. But yeah, we have so many going on. I knew this was going to be busy, and I'm tomorrow. I think going to do Squawking Dead. I agreed to come on and talk about From. So, although his isn't live, still, it's still something else I'm going to do. So, I get no sleep. That's the problem.
I'm sure you've got plenty that you got to do. I will also, but thank you so much for allowing me to step up. It's kind of cool to chat with the live streamer, but also to get the knowledge base that you just, kind of laid out that, you've been in this business, and because you've been in this business, you get the opportunity to have connections as a journalist, and like, that's really cool. So I'm guessing that's how you're able to pull in these actors when they have a moment to do live stream with you.
Yeah. That's why I said everything's been because of sci-fivision.com. I've done the interviews or gotten them through there. And they're all up there too. But yeah, if you go, like I said, if you go to the playlist, there's a bunch from last year of the people that came on our stream. But yes, I've been very lucky that we've had them on the show. And like I'd said before, I talked to Harold and Julia last week, which was really cool. But that was for the junket, not for live. But yeah, that's from that. I'm reading what I said. What if Storywalker? What's that? What if Storywalker Julie helped Victor move the car? Wait, hold on. Let me put it on the screen. What if Storywalker Julie helped Victor move the cars that you were talking about? Randall teaching Julie to drive, Victor drawing Julie on her first night pictures are to remember. Oh, sorry, I was going to say, I don't know if you disconnected by accident, but goodbye and thank you for coming. If you're still there to hear me, sorry about that, West of Westeros, but thank you for coming. I was going to put that up before Fletcher. I had started and then we started talking and I forgot to mention it when you said that. Yes, I think that's an interesting idea. I had not thought about that, but there is a lot to talk about. And yes, I need to try to do video. I am planning to do a recap video and a breakdown of the episode. I'm gonna trying to get the time to do it and the hours in the day so I get sleep and then can still do it. But I'm definitely hoping to get some videos up. That's okay. That's okay. I think I'm about ready to go anyway. I just I'm getting kind of tired, so I do need to get some sleep. But thank you everybody for the great questions for Doug earlier and for joining us and for staying all this time. I really appreciate it. I was looking to see. I hope you guys like the stream. I know, like I said, clearly some people didn't because we got 7 dislikes, but hey, it still helps the channel. So I can't be mad at that. But we try to be critical, but also be honest, give our views. And as normal, our From Deep Dive is on Sunday at 10:30 and the 0 Eastern, and Monday, obviously, like tonight at 10 is the review that we have. And we have a watch party for From at midnight on Saturday night and again on Sunday at 9 p.m. So please make sure you guys come again. Yeah, you're right. You can't please everybody. You were right, West of Westeros. But yeah, so please guys come back. And like I said, tomorrow at 10, we have Daredevil and Monarch review. We will probably do a watch party after if people want to see it for Daredevil. And then we have our Daredevil show or watch party at 9 9. I'm like thinking, wait, 9, yes. And maybe it is 9:30. I feel like it's 9:30. I'm saying that, and I think our Daredevil. This is really bad that I don't know, but the truth is, I just have so many things I can't keep them straight. Our Daredevil watch. Okay, I was right the second time. Our Daredevil watch party is 9:30 on Thursday, and our live stream's at 11. But we'll probably watch it tomorrow after Fandom Access. But yeah, tomorrow is Monarch for All Mankind and Daredevil reviews at 10 o'clock. Yes, it was nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming on and keeping me company since AJ and Karen had to go. But yes, I do need to get going, everybody. But thank you for joining me. Like I said, the interview with Julia is up, as well as, of course, Harold and the shout outs. So make sure you check that out in the video tab. We have Samantha Brown, who plays Acosta, is coming next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do have some more guests lined up pretty soon that I'll be announcing. We're just waiting for some dates. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Go to Discord if you haven't for all our updates. I'll put the link back again in the chat. If you did not win one of the talisman, there we go. If you didn't win one of the talisman, you can buy one with the discount code that is in the chat and in the description of the video. For those of you who did win one, make sure that you get my address, your address to me or to Dieter in Discord so we can get those sent out. I thought I'm sure it didn't even make. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yes, yes, thanks, UB. Please do check out the interviews. I also have, like I said before, the Way Home interviews are going up too. I just, with everything, it's been a long week. That's why I haven't gotten the written portion of Julia out yet. It's been so hectic with all this From stuff going on. I need to get my butt in gear and get caught up on everything. But we have terror stuff for the terror coming out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So just stay updated in Discord. And please like the video, subscribe to SciFi Vision, hype the video if you can, and go to scifivision.com, check out all our other stuff. And I will talk to you guys soon and see you hopefully tomorrow. Thank you again, West of Westeros, for coming in. I appreciate it. And yeah, thank you also to Doug, of course, for coming earlier, for being a guest. That was a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get him again at some point. Yeah, like or spend a night in the box. I like that. Yes, like the dang video. We got, let's see, we have had a lot of people watch the video, and we've only had, there's been 20. I gotta count. I can't count. 31 people who have either liked or disliked the video. So I guess that's something, but it's only a small percentage. So you guys are watching it, not necessarily responding. So leave a comment or a like, and it's always appreciated. And I guess I will see you guys tomorrow for Fandom Access. Have a good night, everybody. I know.